Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Chang Gang podcast. We got episode 79 already here, featuring our special guest today, Tiff, aka Mutiny. What's up, Tiff?
I'm. Oh my gosh! I'm here. I woke up. No one say anything about it.
You are, and it's
Yeah.
okay. It's
Yeah.
totally fine. All right. I'm just glad that you were willing to do this, and yeah, welcome on to this podcast, episode 79. Though, how are you feeling aside from being tired from just like waking up from your nap?
Earlier I was like, I'm not. Last year too. I got sick around this time too, and now I'm sick again in October.
Oh
I don't know
no.
something about October, and then all I learned: never eat rice cakes again. I followed what Wilson did, and Wilson was eating rice cakes on stream, and I was like, "Ooh, I want to eat some," and now I will never eat them again. I
What?
blame them for getting me sick.
The rice cakes? Okay.
Yeah, like my throat dry and shit, and so now my throat is just sore from eating them.
Okay.
Nothing
Yeah.
crazy.
That was like a one-time thing for me. I definitely needed the rice cakes just for like, my diet and just for, the gains and everything. But yeah, okay, no more rice cakes for you. All right. Well, Tiff, welcome in again. Welcome to everyone that's watching right now. This is a live podcast. We are streaming this live on Twitch. We have two special commands that I want to take note of. Exclamation podcast. In short, it's like a little summary of why I like to host these podcasts. It's just for me personally to get to know my friends, like on a deeper level, because it's not easy for people just to talk about themselves in like great detail unless I feel like it's in an interview format. So I'm creating this space for everyone to just like show who they are, like truly. You could be like the same person that you are when you stream, but I'll be asking lots of questions that will show more character, for instance. So yeah, that's exclamation podcast. And then we got exclamation guest, which is a direct link to Tiff's Twitch stream. So if you guys want to check out her stream, say hi whenever she does go live, feel free to do so. Drop a follow, of course. All right. Are you ready, Tiff? Ready for the questions?
I've been waiting for a long time.
All right, let's get it. All right, first off, please give a brief introduction to, like, for yourself and talk about some of your hobbies and interests.
Oh. Okay, let's end this podcast right here.
Oh no. Let's not do that.
Okay. I'm MEWTANY, or you can call me Tiff or Mia, whichever. I'm getting my master's right now in the Bay. I'm originally from SoCal. My hobbies are I watch anime, but don't ask me about it. like it's there. I also do the astrology stuff and tarot card readings, and I want to get into like witchcraft. And apparently Kelly is expecting me to laugh for 5 hours, and honestly, I cannot do that. So,
Oh.
yeah, I don't know, like, here, I just want to try new things. I just took some voice acting classes this last weekend, and it was pretty good. So yeah, I don't know, just trying extra things since, like, I would never do it at home, back home.
Alrighty, okay. How would you describe your personality?
Really chaotic, and I have to say that I think aggressive to some certain extent. Because I don't know, I feel like I'm assertive, but I'm like, I don't know, maybe people don't know what assertive means, so I'll just use the word aggressive. Because I'm very, like, I think I've grown to be more, or I am extroverted, but at the same time, I'm not extroverted at the same. I'm just like, I just want to keep my peace, and I'm very like, don't talk to me. I'm just, I feel like I yell a lot too, so I just want the opposite. Like if someone is like, you should do this, and I'm be like, nah, I'm gonna do the opposite of what you're telling me to do, just for the fun of it, because I don't like, oh, life is a little too short, so I just do whatever I would like to do.
Yeah, I like that approach. Just do what you want to do. Yeah, you talked about being like a little bit introverted, or you do the opposite of what people say or would want from you.
Hmm.
Do you feel like you've changed over time from being like an introvert and extrovert, maybe since you were younger to adulthood?
I think it's because I used to be a huge people pleaser, so that I used to be more extroverted because like, oh, the more you talk, the more people notice you. But now I'm just
Mm.
like, I don't even care what you think about me. I'm just like, I just took the personality type test thingy, and then my personality, my thing changed, and I was like, oh, that means I'm not a people pleaser anymore, because like the whole concept of, I used to be ESFJ, and their whole concept was like being a huge people pleaser, and I'm just like, oh, I have changed, I have evolved, I'm a different person now. Now I'm entertainer. I don't believe it though, but I was
Oh,
like,
okay.
okay.
I was about to ask you if you think like that's pretty accurate, the Myers Briggs personality test traits.
I think it's very like, it's very 50-50, because for extroverted and introverted, I was 40, like 49-51 ratio
Oh
for
wow, that's
introverted to
close.
extrovert.
Mhm.
And also for judgment, I don't know what the P stands for in the Myers Bridge, but I'm also was 49-51 as well. So I'm just like, oh, I don't know, like it could be real, but I've heard that like the Myers Bridge is made by like a mother and a daughter or something. And I was just like, oh, cool.
The history of the Myers Briggs test.
Like, cool.
Neat.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about your background. So you mentioned that you were originally from SoCal, and now that you live in NorCal. Let's start. Talk about the diversity, maybe the differences from each of those areas.
I I think it's like kind of the same, but not the same at the same time. Because I was like, I live like when I say I live in the Bay, I live in the Bay, like where like the diversity is very strong. But I actually was really scared about moving up to like my city I live in now, because I actually got like hate crimed in that city, and that was like my one and only time being hate crimed, and I've never recovered mentally from it. But honestly, it's okay because I've never been since I moved here, so it's okay. But back
Oh
in
my.
SoCal,
Uh huh.
it's so back in SoCal, I'm like, I guess like where I'm from, it is majority like Latinos, and honestly, I loved it. I think like I've like adapted my personality to like, oh, like Latino culture for some reason. I don't know why. Because when I went to my university, which is, I got like hella culture shock because there's too many Asians. I'm just not used to seeing. It's like, oh, I've always been like the 1% out of 99, like just Latino. So I was just like, oh my gosh, these people are judging me. I'm just kind of scared because, like, oh, I'm Vietnamese. Like, I'm just gonna say this. I feel like Vietnamese people are really judgmental. So
Mhm.
I'm just like, so like legit. Every time I come to a video show, I'm just like, hi, and they're like, they can tell like you're different. Like you come from a different background. Like, oh, like what is it? Orange County, like Vietnamese people are so much different from everywhere else in
Mhm.
people. So then I'm just like, oh, you want to fight? You got money? Is that what? Oh my god, I don't know. I think like everywhere is like diverse where I'm from, so I've learned a lot. So I've never been like, I feel like always like the outcast where I
Yeah.
because like I'm adapting to a bunch of different environments. So I'm just like kind of here. I think I've grown a lot from it. So yeah, I don't know. That was a little rough. I was like, ooh, that was heavy.
Yeah. So you grew up as a minority, and then once you found people that share the same ethnicity as you, you just felt like you still didn't fit in at the time.
Yeah.
Interesting. Are you full Viet?
Yes, but according to what my cousin told me, we are probably like 1A Chinese, but like
Mm,
my dad is like, nah, like he's like, absolutely not. Cause like
pure
I think
Viet.
so we're pure Vietnamese, I would say. We're in denial.
In denial.
Nothing. I'm not in denial. I'd be like, oh yeah, I think, cause like I feel like the Vietnamese people have like mix a bunch of like ethnicities and stuff. So like, oh, we could
Yeah.
be like Laos, we could be like from like Thailand, China, like many different like countries. We could end up, but you know what? We are pretending to be purebreds, like little, you know. I don't know. I'm
Do
just
you
here.
do you speak Viet or understand or even write?
I do speak it and I do understand.
Hmm.
I write in a second grade level because I did when I was taking Vietnamese classes. I failed second grade maybe like 4 times, and I still didn't get to third grade.
Damn, second grade.
Second grade Vietnamese is just too hard. Also, I was just like, oh, like like being like first gen. You just kind of don't really understand like the importance of like keeping your culture because I'm very anti Vietnamese culture because I'm very like, oh, I don't like my parents, so I'm not gonna follow their culture. I'm and like since I told you guys that I've been raised in like a Latino area, I've been very like, yeah, this is what the culture that I want to learn. This is where I want to be. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So speaking of being first generation, right? Do you have any idea why your parents wanted to live in California?
Mm, I think it's because actually no, I am not sure. I know my dad came here because he like came by boat from the Philippines, and I'm just gonna assume it's because California is the closest by boat.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm not sure about my mom, but I know that my mom was gonna live in Washington D.C. because that's where her sponsor is living, like my great aunt. So that's where their like my grandma's sister lives in that area. So then I don't know why they came here to California.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Some little family history right there. And speaking of family, so talk about what your siblings are like if you have siblings and your parents. Like you could even go into the details of what your relationship is like with them now versus back then.
Ooh. Oh my god, you said siblings. I'm like, oh no. I have one sister. She is 3 years younger than me, and she oh now our relationship is that like, oh yeah, my like they're like, oh yeah, so and so, are you the oldest and Tiffany's the youngest? Because I do look a lot younger than she does,
Uh-huh.
and you know, but yeah, we used to fight all the time, like fist fight all the time. Well,
Oh.
now I can't do that anymore because she would literally destroy me. But I remember when we were kids, like we would bicker, we would fight about everything. And then like I think when I left her to go to college, she was like, I miss you, like I love you, like come back and please help me. And I'm just like, bruh, like what do you want from me? That's like my relationship with my sister. I think like like when you don't say sorry to your sibling, you just kind of just be like, "Hey, do you want to go somewhere?" Like that's just like how me and my sister are now. But we used to fight every single day. We would fight. Like I can't even explain a day when we were not fighting. But yeah,
Jeez.
it's just because like we were kind of close in age, and we kind of our parents put us in like the same hobbies and stuff, and yeah, like I'm the golden child in my family, so like I'm just like, oh yeah, I could do this, I could do that. I've always been very like self-driven. I always like just raised myself, and my sister couldn't do the same exact thing as me. So then they're like, yeah, you keep like you could do, like you're trying to put her into me in my mold, and that just does not work like that. But yeah, I think we are a lot chill now that I'm gone. Because when I was living at home, she was trying to fight me. I was like, no, I don't. I'm literally just minding my own business. I'm trying to leave. I'm gonna go to grad school. I'm not gonna come back. Oh my gosh. With my parents is very interesting. I think like like love languages, right? Like
Hmm.
I care. I think I am more fond of my dad over my mom because my dad's love language is the same as mine, and he just acts of service. So he always like when I have a meeting or doing something, he always makes food, and he always brings it to my room, and I'm just like, I love that. My mom's like the opposite. She's like, good job, and I'm just like, I am very picky about people giving me words of affirmation.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because I'm just like, oh, like, what do you want? Like, what? Like, I'm like, I'm like, what are you trying to say? Yeah, I'm just a very actions over words type of person. So I'm just like, oh my god. Yeah, this is why I cannot accept compliments about my appearance. Everyone who told me I'm pretty, I'm just like, you gotta shut up. I do not want to hear it at all. Like, they tell me how funny I am, I'm just like, yeah, I think being funny is like the best compliment that anyone has ever received since it's like a very subjective thing.
Using words, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was your relationship with your parents, like even now, you would say? Because you said
Avoid
it's
them.
complicated, right?
I'm trying to avoid because I think that's why I'm very picky about religion. They're very religious
Oh,
people. They're
yeah.
they're Catholics, and that's like 3 times the amount that it should be. So, and they also obviously they don't like LGBT. I am part of the LGBT. Have really bad mental issues, and I have other shit that I'm pretty sure that they will be like, yeah, you're gonna go to hell for. I remember like having this conversation with my dad. I was like, obviously he cares about me, but he would not give a shit about like another person. Cause I was talking to him about surrogacy and stuff, and he was just like, nah, you're gonna like that's such a hell move or something. I'm just like, I'm gonna die if you like start with this nonsense with me. And then you're just like, okay, I will accept it because of you, but anyone else that does it, no.
Oh man, his own limits.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I cannot live with my parents. Like, I think, since I wasn't raised by them, I was raised by my grandparents for the first 10 years. So honestly, I don't even think I remember their birthday for the first 10 years since I never lived with them and they never like talked to me. I was kind of just there to go to school with my grandparents because we lived. My grandparents' house is right in front of my elementary school, so I just lived with them for the first 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I think that's why I'm a lot nicer than my sister. I'm gonna want to say that because my sister raised a little more spoiled, and my sister like would curse out my grandparents, and then like obviously like the language barrier is kind of hard.
Yeah.
So they're not gonna be like what like oh she's like being rude to me, you know. So
Uh-huh.
I'm just like, why would you say that to them? Like literally, they feed you, they fucking clothe you, they like took care of you for like when our parents weren't there, and then like she does not care. She literally absolutely is like whatever. So I think like and I think it's crazy because I know I got yelled at because they were like, "You don't have manners." I remember I went to someone's house and they're like, "You don't have any manners." Because I don't say thank you because like in our house it's very like actions based. Like oh, when someone does something for you, you just like be like you just accept it and you just move on. You don't say like thank you or you're welcome. You just kind of just be like, "Wow, they did this for me, cool," and move on. But on other households, obviously you gotta say thank you. You gotta be like, thank you for allowing me to be in your home, etc., etc. But I never learned that because like, oh, like it's just not in my culture to be like. I don't even know how to say you're welcome in Vietnamese. Do you know those?
Interesting.
No, do you know those?
Interesting. No, I do not. I do not. I actually don't really
Yeah,
speak it. I feel like they just
it's
nod
cool.
or something, or just they're just like cool. Yeah. um, but then on a serious note, so you said the first 10 years you were raised by your grandparents. Is it like mostly not only because of convenience being in front of the school, but because they were just like working all the time?
I mean, I think it's just convenience because like my parents would come home to my grandparents every single day to eat dinner with us,
Mm,
and then they would go home to their house. And I remember I was like, "Why won't you take me home with you?" And then they said, "It's just easier for you to go to school here, like at your grandma's, because they're just kind of too lazy to take me to school." So
I see.
that's what they told me. I was just like, "Okay, okay."
Uh-huh.
And I'm just like I've been resentful about it, but honestly, now I'm just like, oh, I'm here,
Yeah.
and I think it like helps benefit me in the long run with like taking like figuring out like what to do with my life and like figuring out like oh, like right and wrong, like I can make my own decisions. So it's just a lot easier long run. But
Mm.
at the time, it's like nah. I'm just like
Yeah,
no.
you didn't understand at the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So they're super religious, but how did they handle discipline when you were younger?
I wouldn't know. Because
No.
they weren't there. No, 'cause I was like, I remember like like being disciplined the Asian way, where my parents would buy a bunch of Home Depot sticks, and then we would just break them so that we wouldn't get hit. But it was just like,
Ah,
yeah,
threaten
their
with
thing was
example or by example.
Home Depot. But we would just break them. It didn't matter. Like we were like, I don't know. Like I think we were just really numb to it. We're just like whatever. But I've never like been like disciplined by my parents or anything. So I'm just like, oh, since I didn't live with them, there's like, and I've been really, I think I was pretty good. I was a pretty good kid. I stayed in my lane.
Yeah, like you said, golden
Yeah,
child. You literally meant like throughout your whole childhood.
yeah, yeah. Like, I always get this compliment from my parents. Like when we go to a restaurant, and they're like, "What do you want to drink?" I always get water because I always been like, "Oh yeah, I should get water so we could save money," and they always praise me for that nonsense. I'm like, until this day, I still do that. I'm just like, oh yeah, I'll get water. I don't really care to like drink anything else because I'm just like, I like that praise. That specific one, I'm like, and it's always every single time. They always say that to me. They're like, damn, Tiffany is really good at saving money. And I'm just like, I guess.
Yeah.
I corrupted myself to not drink soda at a restaurant.
So you mentioned first 10 years though. So the transition to moving back with your parents, was it because you went into middle school or something?
Um, Actually, no. It's because my grandparents' house was being like people were moving into my grandparents' house, and then they just decided that my grandparents were gonna live with us, with my parents. So we just all moved there. So I just moved back with my parents as well. I think that's what happened, and then yeah. So it just based on convenience because
Hmm.
like yeah. I think it was like my grandma's cousins were moving, like they needed a place to stay, so then they're like, "Oh, you can stay at our house, and then I can move out, and then I can live with my daughter." So I think that's what happened. I'm not even sure anymore.
Got it. One big
Yeah.
happy family type of thing.
Hmm.
Okay, so how would you kind of recap your childhood up until like the end of high school then? You could get into like however specific detail and then I'll ask you specific questions. So just like you growing up.
Mm, I think. Oh my god, this is gonna sound bad. Like, sorry, I'm laughing, but I'm gonna say this. My
Yeah,
parents
go
put
for
me
it.
on house arrest, like straight up. Like, I mean, like they would not let me leave the house unless they're with me. Just because, like, I am the oldest in my family, so like, oh, also my sister too, because we're the same age, close to the same age.
Hmm.
But it's just because they're worried about being like kidnapped. Like, that's like their first thing that they always think about. Like, oh yeah, my daughter's gonna get kidnapped. We cannot even stand in our front yard, like on our front lawn, just because like they're just scared. Like, oh, like I remember like one time I was like, can I go to the movies with my friends? And they're like, no, because like they could have like like the shootings will happen probably. And I was just like, what? Like I've never heard anything happen in our local movie theater and stuff like that. But like they're very paranoid.
Yeah.
So so pretty much, I think the first 15 years of my life, I was not able to go anywhere. You had to go to school, you come home, that's it. And then like we have like extracurricular activities that we had with whatever my mom decides for us to do. And so
Mm.
at the age of 15, I like started playing basketball, and then I started sneaking out every day. Every day. So I would so during the summer of freshman like before freshman year of high school, I would go to school. I would go to school from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. before my parents would come home. Because like grandparents would drop us off and then I'll be like, yeah, I'm going to basketball practice for 8 hours.
Oh no.
But like I was going to my friend's house. And I do that every single day. Where like and I did that for at least like I don't even remember when like just it was like I'm leaving. I don't even care. I think like maybe like the end of freshman year because she caught me once. She caught me like like running around on the street, and she thought that I was at school because she came to pick me up early, and I was just like, oh my god. So I was just like, oh yeah, I'm taking a jog with my friend, and she was like, where is he? And I'm like, he's like, oh, like he's
Yeah,
really
way
far
ahead.
over. I was just like, oh my god, I got caught. But yeah, then over time, I think my parents knew that like I was like very like, yeah, Tiff doesn't do it like doesn't do bad things, so I'll just let her do whatever. I don't even ask, I just go. And that's how literally like my entire childhood was like. And then I'm thinking, but yeah, I remember I remember my sister. She was like, you know, Tiffany, she would sneak out every day and stuff like that. And then my mom's like, because I was sitting at the dinner table with them
Oh
when they
man.
had that conversation. And then she was like, really? I was like, "Dude, you mean I'm sneaking out?" And I'm like, yeah, I have
Just
it like
straight up.
once.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then she's like, okay, not yelling at my sister again. As I can see, I'm the golden child. Just do whatever I want to do.
Dang, your sister tried to put it on you for a second. Did
Yeah.
not work.
I think has happened like multiple times with her, like where she would just do that. I'm just like, oh, you're gonna. I'm like they always do. Like my sister was like, oh yeah, but Tiffany could do this and Tiffany could do that, but she can't do that. Like the different, like it's always like that.
Yeah, using
Always that
you for
argument.
reasoning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Either way, it never works. It never works, but she still does it. I don't know.
Wow, so your parents were like very overprotective and it felt like you were a sheltered child, right? So I guess like you could consider that as like rebelling and stuff, but
Hmm.
are you saying that you kind of just kept doing it and you just kind of like didn't care up until the point where they just stopped caring about like what you did? Your own like choosing your
Mm,
actions, going out and stuff?
I think I just naturally okay. When I happened like the first summer, and then I kind of was like whatever. But like naturally, I was always at school, so I would be at school from 7 to 9 p.m. because for us basketball practice because the school is a little sexist or whatever, but boys always go first. But boys basketball always goes first, and then girls basketball is right after them. So I think
Hmm.
they yeah. So we would start practice at 5, and then we would end around like 8 or 9, and that's just how it is every day. So I think they're like, oh, like Tiffany's at school every day, so like it was never like a problem. Only the first year because they're like, oh, like Tiffany's always home. She does whatever, da da da. But then like yeah, I think over time, like I would tell them, but then I was just like, do I really need to tell them? Do I? that's that's like my mindset. Like like I really wanted to do all this stuff, and then I was just like I'll come back. Like I do all my schoolwork. I'm never failing, and they never ever worried about me ever. So I think I made it really easy for me
Yeah,
because I had good grades. I ended up going to a good UC school, which is what they wanted. Like honestly, like I have made them proud, and now I'm getting my master's, and they always brag about it to every person on the street. Like literally anyone that's
of
breathing,
course.
they'll walk up to them and they'll be like, "Oh my god, my daughter's getting a master's." Like I have achieved over their expectations. Like that's
Mm,
so like I can't get any complaints about how I was when I was a kid.
yeah,
That's
you
how
built that trust as the
yeah,
golden child, and now they're
yeah,
bragging about you. They're happy.
yeah. I don't even go home.
So
And that's
like, how often do they like check in on you and stuff? Do they like give you calls every day, or I don't like
mm,
then versus now?
okay. My mom would text me maybe once every 3 days. And then I think I got really annoyed. So then I was just like, if I send you my location, will you stop bothering me? And she actually stopped bothering me. And then now like she like messages me and stuff because she's like, oh, I'm getting stuff in the mail for you and stuff. So then she's just like, oh, I need you to answer this. But other than that, she's not even asking me how I'm doing because she
Uh huh.
has my location. And this is my first time ever giving her my location. So she's like, oh yeah, Tiffany does not want to talk to me. I want to be she wants to be
Uh
left
huh.
alone. So yeah. She knows where I am at all times. I'm just like, oh. And she'll probably check it. Like I think she checks it probably like I've heard that my sister said that my mom checks it at least like 10 times a day. Like your location. So I'm just
Wow.
like yeah, she's very like she's stressing. Like I told you, she can't. She doesn't like the movie theaters. She like the front yawn. She literally hates. She's scared of everything. So like, I think that's why she's like checking. But I live in also one of the most dangerous cities in the world. In I don't know if I think I told you this mostly, but like the time when I moved here and then
Hmm.
my dad's car got broken into.
I
Yeah.
I don't remember that, but damn.
Oh,
Okay.
that's what happened on the first day, and that's why my parents were really stressed out.
Way more paranoid. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was like, hmm, if I mean like I'm here, disassociation, but now I'm like chill. I love being here in the Bay. I actually love it here more than I love SoCal. I think SoCal food is way better. Like I cannot eat here in, in the Bay. It's too expensive.
So aside from the food, like segueing that a little bit, why do you like the Bay? Like for what reasons?
The air is so much more nicer. Like I'll
Okay.
be walking down the street and I'm just like, wow, it like I don't know, it feels really good. Like just to be here in the
Hmm.
city. I think like oh like Leve is very consistently like 75 or 80 usually or 70 to 75. But back home it's like humid. It's like always like 95 to like 110 every day and I'm just like, oh, I cannot stand that. So I like that. I also like I guess Mickey, I don't know. I feel more responsible here because like, oh, I don't have a car. So
Oh,
I'm just kind of so I have to go places like an hour early and I feel like I'm like on top of things a lot better than because I'll be like in SoCal like lay in bed and I'm like, oh, gotta get out in 30 minutes, gotta brush my teeth, go and then just drive wherever I have to go and I can't do that here.
yeah, that's interesting. He basically listed out some of the pros and cons. You're just like, oh yeah, one of the most dangerous cities, but I love the weather, the air. The food's not as great as SoCal, but and my dad's car got
I'm
broken
like,
into.
yeah, I'm just like, okay, but
Mm-hmm.
also I don't why would I bring a car here? My car will get broken into every day probably, and
Mm-hmm.
that car is expensive. That I'm like no,
All
they're
right, no
trying to sell it.
risks.
They're I don't even know how to parallel park either, so that's just no, absolutely not.
All right. So back to the topic of your background and just like growing up, right? So
Hmm.
we talked about a little bit about family. More so about that. Do you have like a lot of other relatives around? Are you close to like maybe cousins or something, aunts, uncles?
Oh yeah, I think like around like either 2 or 3 years old, I lived with my other grandma like on my dad's side, and we would
Mm.
all of us. I think there's 8 different families in that house, and we would
Wow.
all every family would have their own room. Pretty so we would all live together in one house, and then so we were always together all the time. But yeah, but we lived pretty much like I believe like the furthest is like maybe like 20 to 30 minutes away from each other. Like where they live very close. I think like yeah, like I'm not trying to think. But yeah, majority of us live like very close to the city. But I think now we're starting to kind of like spread out because like my grandma did pass away like 5 years ago. So then they're very like, oh, we don't need to come here anymore because like oh, there's like no one that's kind of keeping us together type of beat.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I see. Okay, let's talk a little bit about school specifically, just like growing up, elementary, middle school, high school. How could you, like, what kind of recap would you give? It sounds like you were very, like, you performed well academically if you were the golden child.
Mm.
So, what was that life like for you? Overview.
Uh, this is like legit when you said school. This is the first thing I think of. Like, oh, like the first elementary school I went to. If you
Mhm.
get honor roll, you go to Disneyland for honor roll. And so when I moved away from that, I've never cried more in my life because of that. Like, oh, missing my chance to go to Disneyland. I went, and then yeah. So I was like, oh, I went to a decently like wealthy school, and then I moved to another school that was like literally like one of the lowest income schools in the district. but honestly, I loved it. But the problem was when I went there. This is when I met my, I guess, my twin, my name twin. So pretty much we had the same first and last name. So, but we also were very studious, so we're always in the same class. So
Mm.
kind of lost my identity there. Like no one calls me Tiffany at school. They just call me by like our initials, our middle initials.
I
So we
see.
were just called T. So mine was T and hers is V. So we would just that's literally like what we were called from elementary school to high school.
Wow.
Middle school was whatever. All I learned in middle school was that I love conspiracy theories because my teacher was showing us a video about aliens, and honestly, I've never recovered since then. I've never recovered from watching that video, and I've been haunted by that video like for so long. I'm just like, oh my gosh. I think for high school, the high school was I don't know how I was living. I would sleep only 3 hours a day. But like I'm just always up. I'm always doing something, and I was just like I think I overwork myself to the point where I get ADHD. Because the first like 3 years of my high school I was like doing really well, but then senior year I was just like I could not focus. Like there was nothing. There was nothing there. And I think I was depending too much on my extracurriculars because I did say I was doing basketball. I did basketball for all 4 years,
Mm.
and we went to state this my senior year and stuff. And then like, I was thinking about like playing basketball. Like when the day of state, I was driving in my car, and I was just like, I actually hate basketball.
Uh,
And then I was like, oh, should I continue playing basketball? And then I got into a car accident that day. And I was just like, yeah, this is the omen that literally I need to stop playing basketball. And so ever since then I've like stopped playing basketball just because like there's no fun in playing basketball since our coach kind of like trained us all year round, 7 days a week for 5 hours a day. So like pretty much like almost a full-time job just playing basketball for that long, and it kind of like just burnt me out from it, so I just stopped playing it completely.
During your
And so
senior
yeah,
year?
yeah, I was just like absolutely not, no more.
Oh man, you're nearing the end of it too.
Yeah, I think all of us were like that. Like my entire team was like, yeah, I think we're like kind of done with playing basketball. Like even like the people that like play basketball like
Yeah.
in college now, like in D1 teams, like they're like, yeah, no, this is it. Like we're done. And I'm like, me too. But yeah, I just took it as like a sign from whoever is talking to me. They're like, yeah, stop playing basketball. I think it's your time is over.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned extracurriculars. Was it primarily basketball, or were you also involved in other like sports or clubs?
I did track, and I actually absolutely love track. But I think like doing track, because track was spring season, we have winter, like, and then basketball is winter. So I think
Mm.
after basketball, I was just so like done. Like I was just like, oh my gosh, I cannot play, and like I cannot do anything else. Like my body's like decaying. I love the culture in track, and I hate that literally the 2 years that I did do track, they won CIF. I don't know if you know what CIF is.
Is that like your local championship or something, or your
Yeah,
specific
the
region?
champion. Yeah, the championship for California.
Oh
That's the
wow.
yeah. And I was just like, okay, whatever. Okay, whatever. Okay. I was not meant to be there.
Wait, that's crazy. So your school was pretty elite in both track and basketball since you guys made it to state?
Just that senior year. Actually, no, not CIF. League. Sorry, league, which is like
Oh,
the
in
local
league.
one.
Okay.
Sorry, wrong one. CIF. We had some people, but let's move on.
Okay, okay.
The league, yeah, we won for 6 schools, I think. And then yeah, we went to third round of CIF for basketball. But that was only our senior year. And that was
Yeah.
only our one chance. Our one chance to ever get to CIF. And then we got ouch overshadowed by the boys basketball team. Because, you know.
I see.
You know how the, with the boys and the girls sports teams.
Hmm. Like
Yeah.
practices after the boys and yeah,
Yeah.
overshadowed. How did you get into basketball in the first place? Like, what made you decide to play?
Um, middle school, but I had a friend and like before we went into our freshman year of high school, her sister was her sister like did the summer program for basketball, and then if you do the summer program in basketball, you will automatically get into the team. And I was just like, okay, so I showed up for that.
Yeah.
And then I didn't have to try out or anything, so I ended up just doing basketball for all 4 years because of it. Yeah.
Oh.
Mhm. It was more casual. I know, like the boys' team, like if you are bad, or if someone is better than you will get cut from the team.
Uh-huh.
Like they're very strict. But for the girls' team, it's like, oh, you want to participate? Okay, you could join. If you literally can shoot a ball, if you can shoot a ball, literally you'll be okay, and you can make the team. The standards are a lot lower for obviously for the girls' team.
Okay, but how good were you? Like, what was your special like skill, or what were you most proud of when it comes to basketball?
Oh my god, I used to play small forward. I used to charge at people all the time. I should not be.
Oh.
I should not do that. You should not. That's illegal. If you didn't know that, you're like charging people is illegal.
But you're like trying to draw fouls and stuff, right? You're trying to like finish it in the paint.
Yeah. But I think it's just crazy because I am really small.
Yeah.
So like, so I think it just looked so bad compared to like someone that's a lot bigger than me. So then, but they put me at small forward. I was just like, yes, because I think they're like telling me that I was really good at rebounds at one point. I was just like, I'm happy.
How did your size and height compare to like the other girls in the school and league back in high
I'm
school?
small. I am one of the smallest girls in this. The one of the smallest girls in the teams. I I can't even wear a small jersey. That's how small.
Wait, but you were out there out rebounding people?
Yeah, I have to. I'm literally
Wait,
trying to. I can't shoot. I can't shoot.
wait, that's crazy. That means you got hops or something.
I can't shoot, so I have to check.
Uh-huh.
I rebound. So that's what happened, I think. But yeah, and then I ended up like hating playing basketball, and I was just like, oh, I need to like coach or something. So I ended up like, what was it? I think when whoever the second coach is, like the secondary coach, would not be there, I would coach.
Oh.
I'll be next in line, which is crazy. But yeah, I was just like, oh, I'd rather just coach than like play, since like I'm kind of burnt out from the game, and I was just like, oh, I don't really want to play anymore. And but yeah, our coach would always like try to give us time to play, and I'm just like, I'll just stay here on the bench. I'm okay.
Oh, like you guys would split the time on varsity to like play?
Mhm. Yeah, like oh, if we're winning, then like they would put like like the subs in and stuff, and I'm just like, just someone can take
Choose
my
someone
spot.
else? Yeah.
Someone go. I'm just here. I will sit in my chair. I will take the stats. And I actually loved it. I actually love like coaching, and I was gonna consider doing it, and I didn't.
Okay, so just finishing up the talk about basketball, do you have like a favorite memory from like all those 4 years?
Mm. I think my favorite memory, but not really, not a very like I think memorable memory,
Okay.
not favorite memory.
Yeah. Memorable is fine.
Um, so we would. This is like like this is like the last game before the league ends, and I remember we were just the I. Oh my god! Like these kids on the other team, they're like first years and second years, like freshmen and like sophomores. Like their senior, their entire varsity team is just that. And I was just like, oh my
Mhm.
gosh! But I remember we were. This is like the day after my birthday, so I just turned 18, and I was just like, in my mind, I was just like, I can't fight them because I'm of age. But the last time they came to our school, they almost fought us, and I was just
Uh-huh.
like, God. But
Competitive,
yeah.
okay.
Oh no, I think they were just I don't know. I think they were talking trash or something because we were fighting for first for
For the
the
league.
yeah. So I remember that we were I don't know we were so happy like this that moment was like, oh, that's like the last game of the league, and it was just like we were so happy, and we didn't have to fight. No fighting. No fighting or anything. But I remember like this. I was just like, oh my gosh, if like if we had to actually break into a fight, I'm gonna have to be a bystander and just watch the fight. But honestly, I would get hella injured. I'm actually super skinny. I'm still skinny.
Your thought
Never died.
process. Sorry guys, if you guys fight, I'm on the sidelines. I'm 18 now. Good luck.
But yeah, I was just like, oh my god, I can't fight.
Okay.
I was thinking about it for so long on that bus. I was like, damn.
Okay,
I'm
that's
18
good.
now. No.
Happy ending to that story. No fights.
No fighting.
Wait, you guys won though, right?
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's why it was all good. But like, if we didn't win, I don't know what to say.
Mhm. So that's sports. Were you involved in like leadership or volunteering clubs, stuff like that?
I think I volunteered for my after school program in elementary school, and I ended up working there. And then the year that I was working there, they shut down the entire program. They shut it down because they're like politics. This is what I'm learning in school, but like pretty much I'm assuming that the organization that my job was in, like they kind of like pissed off the district, and then now they're like, yeah, we're gonna shut you down, and we're gonna put another program in and stuff. And I've been in that program when I was in elementary school too, so I was just like, oh. And then a lot of parents also were like, why would they do this? I'm just like, oh, I'm assuming they're trying to cut all of the schools, like all of the programs in their district.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then I'm like thinking, what else did I do? Honestly, I volunteered for band, which is interesting. I was band manager for like 3 years for marching band, and honestly, I got to go to Disneyland also because of it. So I pretended to play the clarinets, and I marched into the.
Pretended.
Yeah. So literally, like they like in the clarinet, there's a little like reed thing. They take it out so that you can pretend that you're blowing into it.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, and I marched into the van, and I got to go to Disneyland for one day. It was great. I was so happy. Even though I actually preferred Universal over Disneyland. Yeah.
All right.
That's it. Yeah.
So talking about your academics and stuff, like how'd you perform overall, like GPA wise, and like what was your, I guess, best subject? Favorite, best?
I think my GPA was 4.3. Oh, weighted. Haha. We only talk about the weighted. We don't talk about unweighted.
Cool.
But I think favorite subject and what else?
Or like what your best subject was?
Oh, my best subject was probably chemistry. I think the chemistry was my favorite because there's math involved, and I actually like math. But when they add the extra like letters and shit for the calculus, I was like, I'm failing. I'm failing. I ended up with a C minus in AP Calc, and then I failed calculus in community college as well. I could not do calculus. Period. But chemistry was my favorite. Who my chemistry teacher was also like one of the best. The best of the best. I don't care. I think she was amazing at her job. And I think like also because like during the AP test she gave us like chocolate milk. And I was just like, damn, she fed us. Which is like not that many like other like high school teachers like cared a lot about us because like yeah, we were a low income high school as well.
Yeah. Okay, so you did pretty well in academics and you were like involved in sports, right? So what would you say was your high school stereotype, just looking back? What were you known as? Which kid?
Oh, I don't know what kid I was. I just know that people called me cute all the time. because like okay, like as being Asian, like they're like, damn, this girl's an alien.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, or like very like uwu, I guess. they're like, I'll be like, I walk up to a person, I'll be like, hi, and then I'm like, oh my god, you're so cute. And that's happened at least 20 other times in one day.
In one day, okay.
One day. One day. Oh, I think I was very sociable, but I wouldn't say call myself like, oh, like the popular kid. Because I feel
Uh-huh.
like I feel like the popular kids are like, oh, people in ASB, people
Yeah.
in like the dance crew, whatever. But I just feel like my name was out there. Like everyone knew who I was,
Hmm.
but I didn't know who they were. So I don't know. I think that's like the first thing. I was never like stereotyped into like, oh, like I'm like an athlete or I'm like a really smart student. I was very like, you're just cute, and I'm like, thank you. I think I'm cute. I don't know. I think that's like my first like initial thought. But yeah, I've never like been categorized because I did so many different things
Yeah.
in different categories that I've literally been like, I can't be like stuck in one box. What's a box? I was outside of that box. I'm the outside box person.
And this was the time when you said you were like a minority, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So no specific stereotype. Have you ever dealt with any form of bullying?
Oh, you need to call. You need to sit down. You need to
I am sitting down, but yeah.
sit down harder. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. My first experience with racism was at the age of 4.
Yeah, I'm just specific
Oh
bullying, racism. Got it. Age
racism.
4.
Straight up
Uh-huh.
racism. Okay, so I think there was one more Asian besides me, but pretty much I had like a bunch of people like kind of outcast me, and then like I asked them like a little bit later on, and they're like, "Oh, I was like, oh, like why didn't you want to be my friend at the age of 4?" And they're like, "Because you were different." And I was just like, "What the fuck do they even mean?" I didn't even know what Asian was, cause like, oh, to me, I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm Vietnamese,"
Uh-huh.
but I didn't know like I was being categorized in different race groups
Yeah,
until
yeah.
like high school.
In their eyes.
But yeah, I think that's like my first, and then I think that was my last in school, maybe. Except for some people that'd be like, they would be like, "Oh yeah, can you teach me the curse words in your language?" And I'm
Of course.
like, "Can you not?" And then they try to like pretend to do it, even though you don't tell them how to say it, and it just sounds like, oh, like kind of like Chinese gibberish. That's what I
Yeah,
would
yeah.
call it. But like, yeah, I don't know. I think like people were very respectful after like when I moved schools because like, oh yeah, like I think my next like second elementary school there was a lot more Asians there. So I mean there was like instead of like 3 of us there was like 15 of us, which is a lot bigger than what I'm used to.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I never like dealt with bullying, but I think like yeah, I'm like thinking. I'm gonna tell you a story. It's not even bullying, but I just think it's really funny.
Yeah, go for it.
But in high school, like there was like someone my age, and then this is this is weird. Okay, do not do this ever. I don't give a shit. Don't do it at home
Okay,
or
PSA.
anywhere.
Do not do this, guys.
But like, so I told you guys that my sister is 3 years younger than me. There's a guy that's my age trying to hit on my sister. I remember like known him for 6 years. And like this man did not know my name until all of a sudden he's like, "Yeah, your sister's cute," and I'll be like, "Hmm." So literally, this man tried to talk to me, and I would straight up ignore him. I would literally look at him. I would look away. I don't even care. I absolutely give you no shits. And then like, and then like another person in that group would say hi to me. And I'll be like, "Hi." Yeah, I would straight up ignore him. I don't give a shit. Those types of people, you should outcast them. I do not care. I literally don't care. Yeah, those are really weird people.
Try to
Like,
use these to get to your sister.
yeah, I'm just like, my sister can make her own decisions. And then that guy ended up dating her best friend. And I was just like, damn, you
Oh
got very low standards. You have very,
Whoa.
very low standards. to like I don't know. I just feel like you can't just like I think my sister is great, but at the same time, like you gotta go that low to go for her best friend is just kind of weird. Like, and then they ended up only dating for like 2 to 3 months, and I'm just like, bruh.
Damn, your sister's best friends catching strays out here. Okay.
I don't even think they're friends anymore.
Alright, old best friend. Got it. Okay, so on the flip side though, have you done any of the bullying yourself then?
Mm, yes, but I've controlled it a lot better. I think like
Hmm.
5th grade and 6th grade, I was I was throwing hands. Like your girl was just like not like your girl was just angry. And honestly, like I my friends always bring it up all the time about it. Like they'll be
Uh-huh.
like, "Do you remember when you used to beat the shit out of me?" I'm just like, "Please stop bringing it up. It's so embarrassing."
Oh my god.
like, like
So casually.
I'm just like, I'm gonna cry. But yeah, I'm still friends with him to this day, and I'm gonna say this: I set him up with his fiance now, and I still take that credit. But like, yeah, I remember like 5th and 6th grade, hella
Uh-huh.
angry, and then 7th grade, I kind of just like calmed down. It was like, oh yeah, I need to chill out. I need to like express my emotions without throwing hands at people.
That
But
is
yeah,
quite the friendship.
yeah, I don't know. It's just funny. We've known each other for so long, and I'm just trying to like. I always bring that up. I'm just like, yes, but you're with the love of your life. I don't care.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah, yeah,
balance to
yeah,
it.
yeah,
I may have
yeah, yeah.
bullied you and like beat you up, but you know, found you
Yeah. But to be
your
fair, I had
future
a crush.
wife.
I had a big crush on him, and you know, like when you're a kid, you're so
Oh
violent.
yeah.
You're a kid, you're so violent by showing by
Uh-huh.
you.
Be violent towards your
Never,
crush.
never again. Honestly, I would never again. Never, never, ever, ever.
Hmm.
Don't do that.
All right, so that's the bullying topic. Have you gone to any of your proms or homecoming? If you guys had that.
Mm, I went to. Let's see. I went to homecoming my senior year and my prom junior year. Homecoming was so much better, but I think it's just because like, oh, prom is like overly expensive for absolutely no reason, and it was really boring. But also, I went to prom. I went to prom for my boyfriend at the time because he was a senior and I was a junior. So I just ended up going his year, and then. But yeah, honestly, I didn't care about going to prom my senior because I just experienced it my junior year. And also, I cut my hair. That was my during prom. I cut my hair to a bob, and I have never. And I was like, "This is the best gift of my life." I spent $100. This is like the amount, the amount to buy a ticket for prom. So I was like, I was a lot happier. But yeah, homecoming was a lot better. I had like a really good time. I went with my friends. I asked my best friend to go with me as my date to homecoming, even though I had a boyfriend. But you know what? It's fun. It's
Uh-huh.
my girl best friend. Not my guy. That's weird. Don't 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 do that. But yeah, I ended up like just going with her because like my boyfriend was at the time was not a huge like dance type of person, and I was just
Yeah.
honestly I was
Those
chill with
events.
it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's because he asked me out during Sadie's. I don't know, you know what Sadie's is?
When the girls ask
Yeah,
Sadie Hawkins, yeah.
yeah, he asked me out on that day. And ever since then, I never recovered because that was the day before my birthday, and he said that he asked me out the day before my birthday, so then he remembered my birthday, and I was just like, God damn, God damn. I'm like, my birthday was not that hard. It's just 7 days before Valentine's Day. Whatever.
Oh, what a strategy.
I don't know. He said that, and I hate that. Like, I legit am like, oh my gosh, my birthday's in February. Like our anniversary's in February. His birthday's also in February. I'm just like, ugh, everything is just grouped up together.
Clustered
And
in a
just like,
month, yeah.
yeah, and I'm just like, and the shortest month too. Like, come on, like pick a longer month.
Okay. All right, so that's like wrapping up the high school talk. What was your decision to go to the college that you ended up going to? What was that process like?
Ooh. I actually wanted to go really, 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 really far away. The school that I really wanted to go to was on the East Coast, and it was called University of Hartford in Connecticut. And honestly, they didn't. I don't even think they had pharmacy there, but I just ended up going there anyway. Or I didn't end up going there, but I wanted to go there. But I decided not to go because their scholarship was very small, I think, and it only covered like 1/3 of the tuition, and I was just like, yeah,
Ooh.
no. So when I rejected that school, they had a huge problem at their school with racism.
Ah.
So it was about like this white girl and her black roommate, and so she would like sabotage like her stuff, so she would like spit in her lotion, like do all that stuff, or like rub like period blood on her backpack and stuff like that. And then they ended up she like the black roommate ended up moving out and stuff because she was just like, oh, maybe the environment's just not good for me here because she was getting
Uh-huh.
sick all the time. And she posted it on Facebook. This girl bragged about how she freaking sabotaged another person on Facebook. Like you cannot be doing that. Like if you do the crime, don't tell everybody in the world that you did the crime. And then she got expelled from that school, and I was just like, yeah, no. I
Not
need to
for
go
me.
to a more diverse. I need to go to a more diverse school. So I ended up choosing. Ended up choosing between two schools, two UCs. So the UC that I ended up going to, and then UC San Diego. I actually really wanted to go to UC San Diego because of their pharmacy school. But apparently, if you go to the undergrad, it doesn't matter for when you apply for. You don't get like a higher chance of going to UC San Diego, um, the pharmacy school if you go to the undergrad. And also,
Oh.
I got $100 more from my other UC, so that I was just like, okay, I'm going to this UC because I'm getting $100.
That was like the major the
that
factor right there.
that was
Decision maker. Uh-huh.
that was the sway. But also because the school I ended up getting to for UC San Diego, because there's like 6 different schools in UC San Diego, was the one in the corner, and I was just like, I don't want to go to a corner school.
Uh-huh.
And like I was just like, oh, like it's UC San Diego is really big, so I was just like, yeah, this is just not gonna work out at all. But yeah, I ended up going to the UC, of, the UC of my boyfriend at the time, and I really hated that. I really hate it when people come up to me and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, you're going to the school because your boyfriend goes there," and I'm like, "Fuck y'all, I'm going because of myself."
It was the
Like I don't know.
$100 difference.
Okay, the $100 difference was important to me. Okay,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the $100 difference.
By explaining it to
It
them. Uh-huh.
really pushed it to the top. Okay, but also, yeah, I ended up actually changing my major too because I think it was like 1 in like 10 schools to have that exact major for pharmacy. So, and I got into it, so I was like, might as well just like go to this school. But yeah, I hate it for that reason. When people come up to me and they're like, yeah, like you're going for your boyfriend, blah, 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 you want to be with your boyfriend. I'm just like, dude, I'm trying to fucking get away from this man. And I just want to be my own person type of beat. Yeah. I
You,
would love to tell you more about this guy because there's another story. Oh
wait,
my god.
wait, the
There's
guy
another
as
story.
in the boyfriend
That,
or?
yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
we'll talk about
We'll
we'll
talk
talk
about it.
about
Oh
your
my
yeah,
god.
yeah, yeah. Like
Oh my
relationships
gosh.
and stuff. No
That
worries, no
trigger your
worries.
memory.
Wait, so what did you say you switched your major to? From pharmacy to what?
I ended up being an education major in the end.
Oh,
I
okay.
switched my major from pharm sci to poli sci to psychology to criminology,
Oh.
then to psychological sciences, which is psychology but in another way. And I ended up in education. Yeah, nothing crazy. Just like switch my major 5 times or something.
You know, you gotta pick what's best for you, so I totally understand.
I think I was just trying to figure out like which one would not give me the hardest time
Hmm.
because oh, like poli sci, I was like considering it because I was like, oh, I really want to change like policies and stuff, etc., etc. But then I was just like, this is so boring. So I decided not to. And this is like the same thing as like all the other majors. Like they're very um text based. So like, oh, you have to memorize a lot of stuff, and I'm just like, I cannot remember anything to save my life. I
Mm.
can't. Yeah, so I ended up in education, which is more hands on, and now I learned that the what I want to work in is literally like the opposite of what I should be, how I am as a person. Sad face.
Hey, but you're still going for it, right? So
Oh yeah, I'm gonna crush these ignorant people in my in my job or whatever. Yeah, because they're very like close minded about like stuff like this. So then I have to like fight.
yeah.
But you can't fight a lot because then they're gonna be like, damn, you're that coworker that fights everyone.
So while you were in college, what was your like what did you do to manage your time, I guess? Like were you also just working or did you have other hobbies? What was life like during those college years?
I think I should have done more in college. Like my high school years were overshining my my college years. I think my first year I was working. I gave my friends hella discounts on Black Friday because I was working at a retail store. I don't want to tell you which store because I don't want them to come at me again. But I
Okay.
gave them hella discounts, and I remember this one time my friend, I think he's supposed to spend like $267 something, and I dropped it down to like $50.
Damn. Okay. W friend. Okay.
I really made sure to work on Black Friday. I was like, okay, my last day will be
Uh-huh.
after Black Friday. Call it a day. I'm done.
Wow.
But
And
yeah, I
strategic.
was. A lot of people did that actually. Like, oh, like 7 different people like actually quit the day of Black Friday at my job that year
Mhm.
because I think everyone was like, oh yeah, we want to quit before the new boss comes in because apparently the new boss is a lot more strict than the old one.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, I gotta get out. But I ended up doing a lot of my like I spent most of my time in this one club, and it's like Key Club, but for college students. It's called like Circle K.
Oh
It's like
yeah,
the
that's the
teen.
name. Circle K.
Yes, love that club. That club gives me so much trauma, but you know what? It's fine. It's,
Wait, how'd you come across that club? Like, why that one specifically?
mm, I think I was thinking about joining, but I just couldn't figure out the way to get into the application. So
Yeah.
then I waited my sophomore year, um, during like where they show all like the booths for the colleges and stuff, or like the
Mhm.
clubs and stuff. That's when I joined officially because I didn't know what like how to how the website worked or anything. So I was just like, wait. So I ended up joining. I love like the people that I've met, but I also hate the people that I've met. Like like there's some bad apples there, and I learned since I have left that club, there's a lot of people that are like yeah, like you gotta question you gotta question why they say the things that they do. So I'm just like, but I'm not in the club anymore, so I just gotta be a bystander. When
Uh huh.
when my mentees tell me like, oh yeah, this person said this to me, I'm just like, but why? Like I'm like, I don't know.
All right. So
Yeah.
you're working.
Anyways.
You were involved. Have you always wanted to get into like your master's program? Like, was that always the goal or intent once you decided to switch majors?
Oh yeah, you are required to get a master's for the career that I would like that I want. So I want to be an academic advisor. You are required, like literally, like it is like it's very mandatory for you to do it, unless like you for some random reason you got like 20 years of experience advising, but you need to get a master's for it. So I kind of knew early on. I was like, yeah, I need to get a master's.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's give us an overview of, I guess, what life was like after graduating from that UC, the college, and what were you like doing and up to?
I think okay, so I took a gap year before I went for my master's, I ended up working so I can like make some money, like a little bit of money before, because you know the Bay is expensive. So I was just like, I'll just make a little bit of money, and I think it was just really chill. And I was just like, I was working like maybe like 5 hours a day, and I was just like, yeah, I have a lot of time on my hands. So I went back into streaming, like actually like more consistently, because I actually took a 7 months off because of people that were like, oh yeah, you should stop streaming because no one's gonna watch you. So yeah, so that's what happened. But
Oh,
I
we'll
got
get
back
into
into
that.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we will. But I think I really loved it, but at the same time, I said that the program that I was working at would not be at my elementary school anymore. So then like, oh, it's kind of no point for me to like work there again for the second year, because like it's not gonna be there anymore. So I'm not gonna see like the kids that I usually work with, and then have to work with a different company, and we don't even know what. And the company was bad. Like the one I was working at, they were giving us $16 per hour, and everyone was quitting, like on the spot. They'll clock in, and they're like, "Yeah, this is too much," and they leave. They don't even clock out. They just leave. So then they raised the they raised the wage to $20 to like make us stay and stuff. And
Well,
yeah,
that's
it
a
was just,
huge difference. What the heck?
oh yeah, because it was 20 last year, or
Huh.
20 like before I started, and then they dropped it down to 16 for everyone.
Oh, I see.
And then they so that is why. And I was just like, oh shit. Yeah, I just applied for grad school. I know that Ari is applying for grad school, and I wish her luck. I wish her
Let's go. Good luck, Ari.
good luck, Ari. I don't know what she's watching. But yeah, I was just like minding my own business. I was chilling. I was just like, I'm just here. I don't know. I think I was stressing a lot for no reason, for someone that was doing nothing, or that's how I feel. Cause like I'm a workaholic. I cannot do one thing at a time. When I'm playing League on my main monitor, I'm reading on the side. Like I have like my textbook on the side. I read and write my notes. I cannot stand like doing nothing.
Yeah.
And I just feel that's how I feel like when I was in my gap year and stuff.
Okay, thank you for that recap. I guess we'll just go over maybe a little more in detail of your work experiences. You want to start with the very first one, give an overview of what went down and how you moved on to the next up until where you're at today.
My work experience?
Yeah, like what was like the first job? Was it that retail job you were talking about?
No. Oh no. My first job was McDonald's.
Ooh.
And oh my god.
What's the story of that?
Okay, I worked there for 6 months. And honestly, I learned that I think I just quit because like my basketball season was just too much. I just could not do basketball and work at the same time because like the hours are kind of like clashing. So
Yeah.
I just couldn't do that.
Senior year?
Yeah, senior year.
Okay.
And then what was it? What was I doing? I think it wasn't bad. I just think that the experience is like kind of whatever. Like I was just like, oh, like they would only give you 3-hour shifts. And I'm just like, I'm wasting my time. Probably takes me like 30 minutes to get here and back. So I was just like, oh, this is a waste. My second job, I worked at, I don't know, I think there's one in the Bay, but it's called John's Incredible, like John's Incredible Pizza Company. That's where I worked at. It's kind of like similar to Boomers. It has like an arcade. It has like a buffet also. But I worked as a party host, and I made hella bank. I would like to say that I made so much bank.
Wait, was this still during your senior year or like?
Yeah, during my senior year. I started working there the day of my birthday.
Wow.
So I turned 18 that
I
was working there. But yeah, so pretty much we just talk to the kids, we make balloon animals, we sing happy birthday, blah, blah, and I get $20 in tips. So we get wage, so we get like, hourly, and then we get tips. So it was pretty good. I made hella money. Like, maybe too much money for my life. I spent all of my money. But yeah, but I ended up not. So I also, I like stopped after 6 months because they didn't give me the raise. And I was just like, yeah, I'm over it. I missed the raise by like by 0.1 of a point. And I was just like, okay, I'm over it. I'm done. So then I ended up like quitting, and then I took a month off before I went to college. Yeah. So I was like, oh, might as well just take it off. And I work at the retail job. I worked there for a whole year. It wasn't too bad until people started dropping, like people started quitting. I'm just like, when, like your coworkers make a really good, like, working environment, if you don't have, like, really good coworkers, then, like, yeah, I think, like, it just kind of ruins your experience working there. I, like, always, like, always looked forward to, like, oh my gosh, I love seeing this person, and I love that, but yeah, then they just started dropping, and I was like, there's like all these new people, just like, oh, I don't want to get to know them like
Your time
that.
to leave soon then.
Yeah, so once I was like, oh, I'm gonna quit, then all of a sudden, everyone else started chaining around me, and then they're like, I'm gonna quit too, and I was just like, okay.
Right after Black Friday.
Okay. Then I was like trying to quit a month before that.
Oh, okay.
And I was like talking to them like, oh yeah, I'm gonna quit, but I think I'm gonna wait until Black Friday so I can get a discount and stuff. And they're like, me too. And I'm just like, okay,
we're quitting together.
Exactly. So I think I worked at 2 different school jobs. And the first one was pretty cool. I drove a golf cart. I almost hit a person. But you know what? That person's still alive. So it's okay. But I was driving at I think it was like, I don't even know how fast you can go in a golf cart, but I was going at the max. I was fast.
Yeah, you're zooming,
I was, because I was just like, I'm just gonna drive. I'm just gonna go. But yeah, school jobs was like whatever. And then I ended up working at my elementary school job, I think. Yeah, and then since then I've been unemployed, and I'm supposed to have my job interview tomorrow for a college level job. So we'll see how that goes.
Best of luck. Okay.
Yeah,
and already tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I need to make sure my voice is there tomorrow.
Okay, so you've definitely had a fair share or lots of customer service experiences, right, with your jobs. Any interesting stories you would like to tell us, maybe dealing with difficult customers, or maybe a time where you started or considering throwing hands again? Any of those? I always hear interesting stories from everyone,
yeah, I have one story. Of course, it's in retail.
Yeah.
I think, like, okay, this is what happened. So I was at the register, and this lady was there with both of her parents. Not relevant to the story, but that's just who was there. I was there.
Okay.
So she was like, oh, like, she was like, oh yeah, at another store it costs this much, blah blah blah, but is this price tag, etc., etc. And I was just like, do you have a photo
price
of
matching?
it? Yeah, you have to have a photo. If you don't have a photo, we do not do it.
Okay.
And then I was just like, if you have a photo, I could do it for you, but you don't have a photo, so I can't do it for you. And then I don't know what happened, but she ended up saying to me, can you stop with this attitude? And I'm just like, I've never ever held my tone more until this moment. And then my freaking manager was staying right next to me when it happened. He was just like, hi, how can I help you? And I was just like, bro, you motherfucker! I was just like, what the fuck? And then he walks away. He don't even say anything to her. He just says, hi, how can I help you? And then he just fucking walks away. I was just like, what the fuck? I'm about to throw hands at that guy.
Damn, everyone can get it.
Yeah, and then, so, yeah, I don't know what happened at the end, but she ended up, like, not paying for it, and then she ended up leaving. But at the time, also, my manager was in line, like another manager. He was on his break and he was buying clothes, and he saw that, and he was just like, yeah, I almost jumped over the rail to come save you, because what the fuck was that nonsense? From the other manager. And I was just so, oh my god, I'm about to throw hands at that man. And honestly, though, I don't respect him, because I remember he was like, kind of like when people say, like, when people are self-deprecating, like, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so ugly, and then your friend says, yeah, you're ugly. And then
What kind of friends say that? Okay.
no, I was like, as an example, right?
Yeah.
As an example.
Uh-huh.
Like kind of like, oh, like you know, you're down on yourself and stuff, and then
Yes.
like be like, yeah, like I agree. So this manager did the same thing. I remember I was like, oh yeah, like, cause I was saying to him like Vietnamese people don't have manners because like how I was raised, I didn't have manners, and he was just like, yeah, I agree. I was just like, you can't say that shit to me. I'm like, people, you can't say that shit. You cannot. Like I was like, and my mom was just like, no, you can't say that. I'm dead. But yeah, that's what happened. I cannot with that man. But yeah.
That was quite a twist customer service story that involved your manager.
I don't even think that person was that bad until my manager did not do
Yeah.
anything. He just kind of watched me just die and crying.
Just made it worse, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so straying away from the topic, but last question about that. So, what would you want people to know about like the customer service industry? Any like tips or just like thoughts
Oh,
come to mind?
you need a lot of patience because people are dumb, like dumb. Like they will argue with you to the end of time. As per someone that will also argue to the end of time, but you gotta hold your tongue. Like you know when someone I don't know when someone says to you, like okay, you're like a worker, right? And then you tell them like, oh yeah, we can't do this because it's our policy, etc., etc. They will not listen to you. So literally, if when that happens, where they're just like, no, 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 like this is wrong. You go at your manager because that's your manager's job. Always just get your manager to deal with that shit because literally it's not your job to deal with very difficult people. And I don't know why, but people just listen more when there's a manager. Like when they're like, I'm a manager. They'll be like, okay, I gotta listen to the policy because this is a manager. I don't know why. That's what I've learned. Like my manager is like, yeah, don't deal with them. If you have a problem with someone like being hostile with you, like just call the manager. Like don't deal with it because that's not your job. And I'm just like, ever since then, I've never gone back to customer service. Never, ever, never. But yeah, lots of patience. You need like a lot of willpower
Mm.
to work at this job. And I feel that every single person needs to work in retail. I do not care. Like, I feel like this would kind of help with the entitlement that the customers have because they never worked at that type of job.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. That was a conversation about your work experiences. Okay, we're gonna start talking about social life aspects since we got a little bit about work. Alright. Interesting topic right here. Do you like to drink alcohol?
Not anymore. But oh, I've told people this about how when I was younger, when I was especially 21.
Yeah. It always starts 21. Mm-hmm.
Only at 21. But like I would drink like alcohol and then I would just drink like Smirnoff Ice as a chaser. And I've told people that and then they're like, damn, you should I was like, oh, that's not it. I was like, oh, I thought that was normal. Because all of my friends do that.
Oh, so you like chase shots with Smirnoff Ice?
Yeah.
Mmm.
Yeah, now I can't do that. I'm old. Like oh my god.
Okay.
But yeah, I saw someone do that. I was just like, oh.
Badass. So what was your first experience like? There's a story behind that.
Let me think. I think there's two, but I don't remember which one came first.
Okay.
But the first one was like at like a house party, and then they gave me this like really fancy beer, and I was just like, not gonna lie, the beer was actually tolerable. Like normal beer is gross. I don't like normal beer, but this is some fancy beer. I was like, this is not bad. And then I think like I pretty much got like wasted after like 2 to 3 shots. But the second time, or maybe the first or the second, I don't know. But it was a day before my chemistry final.
What?
then I was like drinking, and then I was like, I gotta go study now. So I went downstairs to study, and I got a 90% on the test. But you know what? I didn't get a hangover, but that's like my first. Either one of the two. I don't remember which one came first though.
Do you remember
But that's
what you drank other than that fancy beer?
I only eat. I only eat. I only drink like whites, or I don't remember, like lights or something. I
Oh,
forgot what
okay,
they're
okay.
called. Yeah, it's like maybe like vodkas. I'm pretty sure I tried like 3 to 4 different vodkas.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So when you get like wasted or drunk, what kind of person are you? Like the type?
Oh, I don't know why it alternates. It
That
alternates
happens.
between like no, like exactly like oh yeah, like this. So one day I'll be sad, one day I'll be mad, sad, mad. So there's this moment. I remember this. I did not eat. I literally came home from like an 8 hour shift to
Yeah.
go to this party. And then like the window was down. And then so we were in the parking lot and we are driving in this car. I was sitting in the front seat and I was just like, why are you driving so slow? Why are you driving so slow? And like, dude, your window's down. I was like, ah damn it. And then I threw up on the restroom floor. And that's when I met my
Mm.
housemate for the first time.
You what?
She saw my housemate for the first time. Like
You?
I just moved into that new apartment,
Uh.
and then literally she just came home, and then literally it's me like trying to clean up the throw on the floor. She helped me. I
Oh
felt so
no.
bad.
First
Oh my god.
impressions.
Yeah, first impressions love that. But yeah, or like I'll be sad. I'll cry a lot, or I don't know. But lately, it's like I only need one shot because I don't drink a lot anymore. I'll
Yeah.
just take one shot. I'll be really happy and then loopy, and then I'll be like, I go on with my day.
Mm.
Yeah, I always say that. I think someone told me that that might be alcohol poisoning, cause
Yeah.
cause like I'll get drunk, and then I'll get a hangover, like in 1 hour, within the hour, or something. And I was like,
Mm.
oh, I'll be fine. I was like, I don't get any rashes or anything on my body, so that's okay.
Oh, so do you get like the Asian flush or Asian glow?
I guess the glow. I mean, like, oh, it just looks like I'm wearing blush, right? That's it. I
Ah,
don't
okay,
think
yeah.
like my face gets red, like too red or anything.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What would you say is your favorite or like the best alcoholic drink and least favorite?
Um, I will only drink cocktails, so anything that's mixed will be fine. I have. I'm gonna. I guess I'll say tequila as my least because I've never tried it. I'm gonna stay that way. I will stay away from darks until I die.
Okay.
I'm scared. I don't know. I'm like scared. I can't.
Why? Because you like hear stories of people's experiences?
Oh no. I think it's just because like I've always been like I mean I went from like drinking vodka to drinking soju. I just drink soju now. So like oh I feel like darks sounds like there's a lot more liquor than lights, I guess. So I get really nervous about that. So I feel like I'll probably take like half a shot and I'll probably be like blacked out.
Yeah, as of now.
Yeah, so I'm scared.
All right, transitioning to your, I guess your partying phase, or like, have you ever been like to a club or let's say rave, any of those sorts of activities?
Oh, okay. I went before COVID and I've never gone since then. I think my first experience, I went to a club when I was like 18 because it was like an 18 plus club for like
Yeah.
one of the Filipino clubs or whatever. So I went there. That was the day when some guy was hitting on me and then I was just pretending to not speak English. That was that
What?
day. And then he tried to hit on my friend. She asked to do the same thing.
Uh-huh.
We're just staring at this man. We're just we're just like, what? But yeah, I just feel like, what's the word? But yeah, it wasn't a bad experience, but it wasn't like, oh yeah, I would do it again. You know, like, I think the concept of like literally like men trying to grab you to dance with you is just not the move at all. Like
Clubs.
yeah, that's happened to me like 2 to 3 times at that club. And I was just like, yeah, this is like, get away from me. Oh my gosh, it was scary. Because like usually I'll punch them. Cause you know me, I'm about to fight. I'm about to throw hands. I've
Yeah,
been
about
telling you
throw
about
hands.
times I've said I'm gonna throw hands. I'm so ready to do that, but I'm just like at a club. I'm just like not really like thinking really like straight about like, oh yeah, I have to literally punch this guy to let go of me and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, I don't know. So it wasn't too bad. That's why I went to Mansion. Um, I guess I know like Arena was big in LA or something. That's like their club.
You've been to that?
Ray to Arena? No, I have not.
Oh, okay.
No, but I know that's
You
where
know
that's where
of.
the kids hang out. That's where the that's where the kids hang out. I'm just like, no, thank you. I cannot go clubbing anymore. And then my rave experience. Oh my gosh, I went 2020. My first rave was Countdown. Honestly, I enjoyed my time. If I didn't take so many edibles.
Oh, Countdown. Okay.
Yeah, as my first. I was like, I actually really enjoyed being there, but I was just so like out of my mind that literally I just felt like I was there for 5 hours and I just could not figure out the time. And I threw away my shoes. I had to throw away those shoes. That was so sad. I've never cried more about like how like I threw away my shoes because I threw up on them. But yeah, I remember this, yeah, and I think at that rave also, I was like walking, but I was walking with my eyes closed. Like I was just walking, but I can see, but my eyes were closed.
Yeah, so
I remember.
who was in your group at the time? Like, were they experienced with raving and were just like taking care of you or something?
Oh yeah, yeah. They've gone to like raves and stuff. Like it was like with my group that was in my club, and like we were pretty close, so it's not like strangers or anything. So they took really good care of me, honestly. For someone that was, oh my gosh, I was so like out of it. But yeah, this
Yeah.
girl walked up to me because like my guy friend was holding me up. She was like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I was just like, "I did this." Oh, my eyes are closed, but I was like, "This." I turned around and I said, "No, I'm not okay. I'm not okay." Gosh, but yeah, I was walking on the street, my eyes closed too, and I felt like I was seeing. I was able to see, but my eyes were closed. And then like also that day, I was trying to take off my contacts off, but I pretended to take them off because I was trying to like fuck around with my friend. I don't
Uh-huh.
know why, but I was like, I was taking it off, right? And then I was like, but I didn't have the contact in my hand, so I was just like doing the motion of taking off my contact just to like fuck with him. I don't know what I was thinking, but that's what
Yeah,
happened.
just in the moment. Uh-huh.
So I had a good but yeah. Second experience, I was just like, I'll give raving a chance again. I actually don't like EDM music that much since it's a lot more faster paced than rap music to me. And at the time, I was only listening to rap music, so like it's just like it's just too faster paced for like me to dance into. So at that rave, that's when I started doing the whole like chasing with Smirnoff Ice that day.
Which event did you go to?
I don't know what it's called, but it's like LED 2020, and then it was
Oh,
in
okay.
San Diego. Yeah, I went with my mentor. Oh my god, that man sucked. Like that was the guy that I tell about my story about how Mutiny came to be. He was that guy. He like tried to kiss me at that rave, and ever since then I've never gone back. I've never gone back to raving because of that experience. So yeah.
Wait, what were you saying about Mutiny?
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
That guy is the reason why Mutiny came to be. Like that's why my Twitch name is the way it is.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's an hour long story. I don't know about that.
Okay, that was gonna be
long. I can give you the short version. Probably take like 30 minutes.
okay. Well, I guess we'll hold that for
One day.
the Twitch
One day.
conversation. Yeah, or whatever.
Okay.
So 2 times you gave it 2 times.
Yeah.
One, you were just like, you're out of it. Second
Yeah.
time, someone ruined your experience. That's like a little recap of what went down for you.
And I even trying to get me to go, and I'm just like, okay. Okay.
All right, what's the craziest party experience you've had though? Like maybe that you witnessed or something you've done.
Not gonna lie, I don't think I've had like crazy experiences with that. So I'm like, oh, I don't know. Yeah, I have no answer for that actually.
It's okay, no problem. It's like whether if it's like at a house party or something getting shut down. That's like the stories that I would typically get, or if like someone does something crazy while they're drunk. Yeah.
True, but like, like I think when I told you, I don't know, I'm not a really big like party person. I think it's just because I don't like when there's so many people, so many bodies everywhere. It's hot.
Uh-huh.
I'm just like, like I don't know. I've always been like very like ugh. Like I'm seeing them on TV, right? Like oh, like a party scene in like a movie. I'm just like ugh. Like I cannot.
Like why are they doing that?
Not why, but just like oh, there's so many people. I think like. Oh wait, actually, maybe I do have a story. I remember there's like a story about like yeah, a party getting shot down, but like it's because someone brought a gun, I think. And I was just oh my god. I think that's why. It happened in high school. So
High school party? Shit.
Yeah, at high school party, someone brought a gun. And I was just like, yeah, I'm just not here for it. So I think that's also why I don't go to parties because of that. Like, oh yeah, these things could happen at a party, and then like, oh, there's a lot of people. You can get trampled. I will definitely get trampled. I'm really small. So yeah.
All right, let's talk about some of your interests. Are you big on any of the following anime shows or movies?
I do watch anime. I think the last show, a TV show I've watched was Criminal Minds because I love Criminal Minds, but that makes me really paranoid. Like, in Criminal Minds that like, oh, like, if you look like the same as like a serial killer, it might kill you because you look like their ex or something, or someone that rejected them, and I've never recovered mentally because I'm just like, oh, should I like dye my hair blue or green or something so I will, you know, fit the description? It's like I'm really scared. That's what I learned in Criminal Minds. But
That's a lot of seasons.
I know, but I think I watched it up to season like 11 or something. I'm not sure, but for a long time I was watching it. I stopped because I was using my ex-boyfriend's account on Netflix, and now, yeah. So I just stopped. I stopped watching. I watch anime now. I've been telling my friends I need to finish watching One Piece so I can catch up, so I can just move on with. Because I watch once every year, so that means I watch like 52 episodes every like once at one sitting, and then I never watch it until the next year.
Jeez. Do you have like a top 5 or anything when it comes to anime?
Ooh, okay. My top 5 anime: Fruit Basket, Kimi ni Torake, Hitman Reborn. I'm like thinking. I do love Orin High School, and then what is it called? It's like Kawacho was Maid Sama, something like that. I forgot. Kaicho. Sorry, Kaicho wa Maid Sama. So they're all, most of them are just shoujo anime. I think shoujo anime is my favorite like genre of anime. And I learned that there's a season 3 of Kimi ni Torake.
Which one's that one?
So, it's a shoujo anime based on like this girl that looks like The Grudge.
Okay.
And then like she ends up falling in love with the most popular dude in school, and then he also loves her back, but then they are like shy. So it's just them just being like I can talk to her about it, but then like she's not gonna understand blah blah blah. All this stuff. But yeah, I love it. It's very wholesome. I like wholesome anime. I've gotten past the like watching anime that's like, oh yeah, like I used to watch like Bleach, Naruto, like the main ones, and then after a while I was just like, I'm bored. I mean, too much fighting. I'm like, I'm bored. I'll just
Gotta switch it
stick with
up.
I gotta stick with my romance animes now.
Yeah, chat can't see, but like, what is your profile picture based on? Or maybe even your Twitch one? Are they the same?
Oh, my profile? Oh, my Discord profile? Oh, I
Oh
looked at
yeah,
it on
Discord,
Pinterest.
Discord.
I looked at it on Pinterest and I was like, I need a black and white photo. And
Uh-huh.
someone else, I repeat, someone else took my other profile photo and I was just like, yeah, I cannot. Because I think Brown took a photo of someone, like someone's name on Discord, and it has like my profile photo. I thought it was me for a second, and I was just like, wait a minute, that's not even me. That's not even me. So that was just like, oh, I'm gonna pick another profile photo. So then I just picked this one, and I just thought she was really smirky. So then I just kept.
Okay.
But, yeah, so I was like, I'm gonna be cool. I'm gonna be hip. I'm gonna keep it black and white. That's just what every every profile photo I have on Discord is just a black and white girl. Oh my gosh. That's it. I don't even think she's from an anime. I just looked it up on Pinterest.
Got it. Yeah, I thought it was like from anime or something.
No.
Okay, other interests. You talked about how you liked rap before. I don't know if you do now. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I did see somewhere that you like rap and R&B. Any specific song like you like or artist?
Okay. My ultimate favorite song is uh what is it called? I just listened to the song now. But it's like very nostalgic to me. It's called Ric Flair Drip by Offset. I think that's crazy looking at me and then looking at the song. If you listen to it, it's just like, that's kind of confusing.
Okay.
But it's like a song that like we used to warm up to in basketball, so it gives me that nostalgia feeling. And I don't know, I like the beat for it, but I think that my favorite rap artist is J. Cole, I believe. But I don't listen to J. Cole or like rap music anymore unless I'm sad. If I'm sad, I listen to rap music.
Ooh,
And I listen
okay.
to R&B. Isn't that crazy?
J.
I listen to rap
Cole.
music. J. Cole.
Then you said Ric Flair Drip by Offset.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'm gonna have to check that out.
I'm scared. I'm scared. Yeah, I love that song for like literally since senior year of high school. I've been listening to that song over and over. I never get bored of it. I don't know why, but it's just
How about R&B artists?
let's
Who do
see.
you like the most? Or one?
I'm looking almost. There's like a certain. I think it's either like the TikTok ones. I've been liking those ones, like Ethan Lowe, Jimmy Brown, and Hoojin. I think those are like my favorites
Okay.
currently. Yeah, they're like they blew up on TikTok, so I like TikTok R&B. Those are my favorite, I think.
Alright, that's a bit of music and artists. Was there anything else you were gonna say?
Oh no.
Okay. Alright. Go to boba order. Or milk tea order.
Oh, strawberry milk tea. It has to be strawberry. There's no strawberry, I might not drink it.
Strawberry, okay. Specific.
Yeah. I don't know why. I have done this my entire life. I only drink strawberry drinks. I've never swayed. If I did sway, it's probably because there's no strawberry drink there. Or it's like a smoothie. There's always like, a strawberry smoothie, but I actually don't like strawberry smoothies at boba shops because I watched this TikTok and it was like, oh, like five things that are the hardest things for bowl baristas to make, and one of them was smoothies or slushies, and I was just like, oh, I don't want to be an inconsiderate, or I don't want to be an inconvenience to them, so then I just stopped.
My god, this reminds me of your story about not ordering drinks like in front of your parents.
Oh yeah, I was just like, it's just an I just feel bad. I don't know. I don't want. Like, it's like I'm very like, oh, like I don't want to be hypocritical. It's like kind of like the other day I saw two dogs in the street,
Uh-huh.
And then I wanted to pet it, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to ask because I feel like if I had a dog, I would not want people to ask me to pet my dog.
Yeah.
So I never asked. And so I was just like, oh, I think it's the same thing. Like I'm like, oh, if I work at a barista, if I work at a boba shop, I would not want people freaking asking me to make them a smoothie.
That's so real though. You saw
Yeah.
something about that because I've worked at boba shops and smoothies are a pain in the ass. Well, especially if it's busy, but if it's dead, then it's fine.
Still, I cannot. I'm like,
Strawberry though. Okay. Do you want to talk about like how sweet you get your drinks, or maybe how much?
Tell me out.
Or how much ice? Maybe even specific toppings, if any.
Whatever. If you didn't know, I drink my boba with 125%. Actually, no, I don't do that anymore. But I used to do that back in high school. High school, in college, I would drink 125% sugar. I'll just keep it regular ice. But now I just drink it 100%, 100% sugar, and then light ice. So then probably does the same thing.
Why the change?
I think maybe because I went to the ER for chest pains and then I've never recovered.
Oh shoot! Okay.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, maybe I should not. But I still like the sweet aspect about it, and I actually don't think the sweetness is like what's killing me, but like I'm just like, how about I like just cut down just in case if it is
Yeah,
a
for your health.
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, just in case. But yeah, I already drink a lot of energy drinks, so like maybe I cut down some more. Nothing crazy.
Okay. Do you have like tattoos or piercings you want to talk about?
Ooh, yes. I don't get piercings. I got my ears pierced at the age of 1. So ever since then, I'm never gonna get piercings because I'm scared. But I have a tattoo right here on my wrist. It is a 444. It's really small. It's a baby tattoo. It's my first one. 444 means it's the angel number for protection, and it's on my wrist because, mental health problems. I kind of put it there to kind of like remind me to like, oh, there's kind of like better things to do than this. So yeah, I just keep it on my wrist. I have another tattoo also. I just showed it on stream because it was one of my streamathon goals. Because I don't like people looking at it, but it's on my leg. And I don't like people looking at my leg. But it's like a floral charm, and I always say that like I got this tattoo because I'm unlucky. So then I got a floral charm to be more lucky. But it's pretty. But it's $500. If you if you want getting tattoos as a hobby, make sure to be like a millionaire or a billionaire, because like ain't no way like like it just costs so much money. Like this little tattoo is probably like $100. So
Yeah. When did you get them?
I think my leg one I got in beginning of August. My first tattoo I think I got around my birthday, so February.
Oh, this was all like from this year.
Yeah.
I see.
I was trying to be like my sister. My sister got her tattoos like at the age of 17. I was just like, I want to be like my sister.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She has like a back one, and she has like two forearm ones, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I want to get a tattoo so bad now.
Do your parents care about tattoos?
They used to care, but now they don't, because they see my sister with her tattoos for so long that like, oh, it's like there's no point.
Okay.
But I think it's more in the sense of like when you go like to family events, they want us to cover it up. But like, I think they personally don't care, but just like they just care about being judged by like
family image. Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing crazy, but I do the line. I'm getting my master's. So I legit just got it, my leg tattoo, and then I had a family party, and no one said anything because they were just so hyper focused on like me being skinny apparently being skinny is very important for family members apparently, and then me getting my master's.
Okay, you mentioned that you were doing some voice acting,
Oh.
right? So, how did
Mhm.
you get into that, and what's it like?
Um, I think Zoto was like taking voice acting classes, and then I was just like, oh, I'll think about taking some. So then I didn't really want to do it back home. I don't know why, but I just was like, no. So then when I came here to the Bay, I was just like, I might as well because I'm just doing school. I'm not like doing anything. And then, yeah, I don't know. People have been asking me. They're like, you should do it. And I'm just like, okay. Well, I'm not gonna. I don't know if I like it. So I'm just trying it out. I just finished like the first core classes for the voice acting, and then I have to pay like 1100 for the next ones. Sad.
Hmm,
Sad.
I see.
Agree.
But you're enjoying it for the most part.
Yeah, I enjoy it. My housemate says that I sound a lot better on stream than in the voice acting classes.
Oh,
You can hear me through the wall. You probably can hear me right now as we're talking.
I see. I see.
But he was like, you sound a lot more better on stream, and I was just like, I think it's just because like streaming is a lot different from voice acting because you kind of have to read out loud and stuff for voice acting. So
Yeah.
then, yeah. So I just sound really stiff. That's what he tells me. uh,
Okay. Okay. So that's voice acting. Another thing that I know that you're into that you mentioned, uh, you probably don't have to go too deep into this one because it sounded like aliens freaked you out or something. Conspiracy
oh.
theories.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm gonna tell you. Okay. I talked about this conspiracy theory with another person.
Uh
But
huh.
like but there's like some chopsticks that like they have a little glass in your chopstick, so then you buy more chopstick and you keep reapplying your chopstick. And so I think I was like talking about it with my friend because I was like my lips were getting cut or like, getting chapped even though I'm putting on a chopstick on.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, yeah. Also, like, conspiracy theories about like there's like I forgot what her name was, but it was the one where like what happened to the girl and she ended up in the water tower. I always see. I remember I used to watch like some like true crime ones. But yeah, I don't know. I love conspiracies, but I should not because I'm too paranoid to be watching that. I don't even watch them anymore, but I love like talking about it. If like honestly, if someone were to like talking about conspiracy theories, I like actually like look into it and stuff. But yeah, like oh, there was like this one for Studio Ghibli that it was like oh Totoro is the angel of death because like only so the two kids are dead or something like that
Mhm.
because they could see him, but everyone else can't see him because they're alive. And I was just like, oh yeah, just like random conspiracy theories. I like enjoyed them.
What's one that you actually like really believe in genuinely, if
Mm,
any?
mm, probably the Illuminati one to a certain extent, or the alien one. I still stand back. I think aliens exist. I don't care. I
It's
don't care what
okay.
anyone says.
Like, why is
But
that though? Like, what's your thought process, or what have you seen or like
I
looked
think I was
into?
just I think I was like watching a bunch of videos, and I was just like, does this not look like a star? like, like I think it's like because like stars go like this, like when they go across the sky, but like this one was going like this, like going up and down,
Uh huh.
and that's weird. That is weird. That is so weird. Oh my gosh, Joe just said the time travel one. Yeah, the time travel one is crazy. The one with there's like a photo of this guy, and he does not look like he belongs there, honestly. But I've seen that one too, and that's really scary.
So TikTok stuff, yeah.
I'm
Uh,
the TikTok, so I don't even see it on TikTok. I've been looking at this since like I was in middle school. I'm
I
just like, oh
see.
my gosh,
But you've been
this
like
is so
seeing more because of like social media, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, I just want to say quickly thank you so much, Blue, for the raid. I hope you had an amazing stream. Welcome in. We have like a podcast going on that will be on YouTube afterwards, but appreciate you guys. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, so conspiracy theories, something that we could definitely get into on some other time, for sure. Other things that you are interested in, astrology, right? So I read that you're into astrology, tarot card readings, and rocks. So how'd you? What was the introduction like for all those, and like what do you do with them today?
You said rocks.
Yeah, I read rocks
I
in your.
know, I know, but I simplified it for you.
Okay.
I simplified it for you. Okay, okay, okay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Go
Okay.
for it.
These are my quote unquote my rocks, but they're called
Yes.
crystals. I don't call them crystals for people that don't understand. So this one is rose quartz and this one's amethyst. So it's just to kind of give you a freaking placebo effect to kind of help you with your life. So amethyst is supposed to help you with your anxiety, and then rose quartz is supposed to be like more positive energy and stuff. So yeah, I use them for that. I carry them around, and also you're supposed to. Sometimes people leave them underneath their pillows and sleep, sleep on top of them to kind of help their dreams and stuff. Because sometimes, like if you get nightmares, it's like good to sleep on crystals. Apparently. So I got into I think crystals first and astrology. So I think the order is crystals, astrology, then tarot cards. So I think my friend was into astrology, and then they told me I have mommy issues. And I have never told them that I had mommy issues. So I was just like, how the fuck you know that? So then ever since that moment when they called me out for that nonsense, I I've gotten into astrology and I've like looked into a lot of charts
Yeah.
for, for that reason. For tarot cards, it's because I went to Salem, Massachusetts, to look at the witchy town. That's why I call it. And I can feel it. Like the air in Salem is like kind of similar to like my house back home. Because like I used to have a spirit living in my house, but now it's gone for because it followed me to college, and now it haunts my apartment, my sophomore year apartment or whatever. But yes, I like bought my first deck of cards, and I was going to give them as a gift to my friend, but then I ended up keeping them for myself,
Uh huh.
which is the deck that I use now to like do like tarot card readings on stream. And yeah, I don't know, like I just feel like it's been blessed. It's been blessed by Salem, so now it just works a lot better than it should. It can't be too good, you know. Like I have people coming up to me and they're like, "How do you know this stuff about me?" And I'm just like, "I don't know. The card just said so." It just works out. But yeah, this is the set that I have.
So, do you feel like the readings are pretty accurate most of the time?
Oh no, it's not. But it's just like whatever people take from it.
Yeah.
Cause like, yeah, cause like let's just say like someone says to you like, yeah, you're in this relationship and then you're gonna break up with your boyfriend or girlfriend. But then you're not even in a relationship. So it makes no sense.
Ah,
It is
okay.
like there's like some things that you can take from it,
Reputations, yeah.
but yeah, but it's based on what you want from it. Because I know like people they're like I done readings and I gave them that you're gonna break up with your significant other, and then they be believing that shit, and I'm just like you cannot believe that nonsense. Like you gotta like you control your own faith. Like why are you making these dainty cards like your world? That's why.
Uh huh.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm very like it's always like one possibility. Like there's many different possibilities that could happen to you. So like one reading is not gonna be like this is it. This is the path that you have to take.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that.
Okay. So that's like specifically the tarot card readings. Do you believe in the astrology? Like how
Yeah.
different signs, sun, moon, rising, etc.
Mhm. I think it is. I know a lot of people use it for compatibility,
Yeah.
and I do not stand it. I cannot stand compatibility based on astrology charts because I remember this one time. The freaking astrology chart says that I'm supposed to like this guy's supposed to be my soulmate, and this guy ended up ruining my life. But you know what? It's fine. It's okay. It's okay. But yeah, it just depends on, I guess. But I do like reading it on individual people, but yeah, never on like relationships because
Yeah.
like it's just like it's not a faith thing. It's like based on what you do to put into it.
Hmm.
Because like you can have like the really like the best compatibility, but also like have a really shit relationship. It's
Yeah.
just like it's just on you.
Got it. And then you wanted to do some tarot readings. Like we could do it at the end, but do you still want to do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've been
Okay.
waiting. And Sue has also been waiting too. But I remember to ask that you should do one.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we'll save it for the end. Yeah,
Okay.
gonna get through the podcast and everything. And then another interest that I know that you like to do is baking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so thoughts about baking, what's like the best thing or like your favorite thing that you've created?
I legit have not baked since I got out of college, but I bake to show people my love because I don't cook, so I only bake.
Mhm.
So there are these there's this recipe that I make, and it's called Oreo cheesecake cookies. It used to be like a huge TikTok thing, like 3 years ago, and I made it for 3 years. Like so I've been making it for 3 years for people that have asked me. They're like, please make more of these types of cookies. And I'm just like, okay. And I made it. It takes 3 days to make though, which is
3 days. Wow.
yeah, because you need to set it in the fridge for at least 2 days. So that they're
I see.
cheesecake cookies, so they kind of need to be there. But I think like I've tried making muffins. I made muffins once. I made a cake, and that cake fell apart. So honestly, the cake was not it.
Tragic.
I mean,
Uh-huh.
yeah, that cake fell like legit. Like the thing is because there's no like we didn't spray it down, so then it just got stuck. Like half of it got stuck. But that was like when I like one of my first things that I've created. And I don't know, but like I think like cookies are like my thing. Like I like to make cookies. I like to like distribute them out and stuff, and then I don't have to cut or anything. And if anyone wants one, they could just take one. I put them in Ziploc bags.
Uh-huh.
Like I like put like a paper towel, and I put the cookies in and put it in a Ziploc. And I just like it looks like I'm throwing them out my window.
Distribute.
Yeah, because it was like during COVID, so
Yeah.
I'll be like,
Oh, during COVID, I see.
Yeah, I used to love making like during COVID.
Well, that's baking, the baking conversation. All right. Huge transition right here, but this is where we'll talk about relationships. So,
Ooh.
similar to how I asked you about like the first job you had, let's just give us an overview of like what your first relationship was like and then how it just like moved forward from there, like up until today.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I'll ask you specific stuff. Like
So
how
my
you
first
met and all that, and then how it ended. Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So I'm gonna count my middle school ones because I think they're really funny, and I think it like has like a lesson there to it.
Okay.
So my first relationship was in 7th grade. I remember I was talking to someone on Facebook. So it was like we were a long distance, and oh my god! So I actually like the second time meeting this guy, I met both of his parents, which was crazy. I was just like, in my mind, I was just like, I don't think you're supposed to meet your parents on the second time meeting each other and stuff. But I ended up like not liking him at all. So then I got him to break up with me. So I was like very like just interested. So then he could break up with me, and he actually ended up breaking up with me. But like I had a lot of problems. Like that like we're in 7th grade. He was like drinking. He was doing the smoking stuff, and I was just like, okay, yeah, I think it's for the best that I broke up with this guy like a lot earlier. Oh my! I think I dated him for like a month, and I was just like, yeah, I'm over it. I
Mhm.
think it's because of the meeting his parents. I was like, damn, this man is fast. This man is too fast. So he's moving too forward.
Uh-huh.
The second guy, which is why I also don't like Valentine's Day, but he was too clingy. Also, when I was in middle school, like he would like cling on to me legit. I remember one time he almost followed me into the girls' restroom
Oh,
because he
shit.
cannot be apart from me. He literally cannot be apart from me at all, like ever. Like this
Mm.
man is just oh my god. That guy actually ended up becoming. That guy ended up having issue. Like the next girl that he dated after me, he like he like helped her like cheat on a bunch of tests so that he got like was it class suspension or whatever it's called. I don't know. Like he did a lot for that girl, and that girl actually ended up getting because she did what's it called when you like plagiarize. So she ended up not being able to apply for Ivy Leagues
Oh
because
man.
of that, and he almost got in trouble. He also almost got in trouble for that. So you know, use your brain, think, think for yourself. Don't think for your partner. That's how I felt about this guy. And then my last relationship, which I was dating for over 4 years, we actually ended up breaking up because of COVID. And honestly, for many other reasons. So I started dating when I was 15. So I was a
Uh-huh.
baby. I'm like from the womb. I'm from the womb or something. But I was just this is also a problem with me. I was just like legit as a child. I would just date whoever likes me first. They tell me that they like me. Okay, I will like them back. I will just grow into liking them back. And I've
Give
done
them a
that for
chance,
like
yeah.
yeah. Honestly, you could do that to a certain extent. Don't do that all the time. Don't be like me and don't do that all the time. Cause I did that every single time. And honestly, that's so bad. That is so
Yeah, this is the prom one, right? The one that
yeah.
your junior prom? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I think we were pretty good the first years because like we had like we were in school together, like we were in high school. But the problem started was when he was gonna graduate. So we do these time capsules for school. So we like wrote a letter to ourselves. And so he wrote a letter and at the time we were dating when he wrote this letter to himself. So he was like, do you wanna look at this letter? I was like, sure. I read this letter. This man it's just not it. Like this man was like, oh my gosh, like I cannot believe that so and so said no to me to going to homecoming because we missed out on this and this and this. I was just like, what? I was like, why would you write that you're dating me? And then another thing. This is the thing. This is the kicker. This is the prop. The
Uh-huh.
problem was he was like he said like, oh we gotta confess to so and so out before it's over. I was just like, ain't no way you just confessed to another girl when we were dating, you motherfucker. But that girl ended up going to our university. And that
Mm-hmm.
girl also ended up becoming my academic advisor as well.
Whoa.
Like, cause she was a student academic advisor for
Uh-huh.
my yeah. So I saw that girl a lot, and that girl flared up a lot of my insecurities because so we're like long distance and stuff, and I was just like, what if like da, 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 da. And he's like, but she's in a relationship, da, da, da. And I was just like, what? And that's when I didn't even learn what emotional cheating was until like after my relationship because I was just like, I don't know what that is. Honestly, I learned a lot of things
Yeah.
later on. But yeah, I ended up like breaking up with that guy because he didn't want me to meet his parents. I've dated this man for over 4 years.
Holy
And he was
Mm-hmm.
just like, he was just like, oh yeah, I'm not allowed to date until I'm 22. He was 21 when we broke up. And I was just like, bruh, we dated for so long. You don't want me to meet his parents. So I was just like, oh, there's no future here. I'm over it. So since COVID kind of helped out, because I think we were codependent, because we're like living together, we're always together,
Yeah.
like all the time. So I kind of helped out with the breakup, and I broke up with him. But honestly, though, like for the past like the third year and the fourth year that we were together, I was crying and then I would try to get him to break up with me, and he would not. He would not leave. So I think I got really fed up, and then I finally broke up with him.
Yeah.
Don't be like me. Don't stall. Just break him. If you feel it, just break it. Yeah.
So that was the third.
Yeah, I've never dated since, I guess.
Uh-huh.
But I feel like I would like talk to people, but honestly, I'm just like, no, I'm over it. I think I'm at the stage where like, oh, like I need to finish getting my master's. I gotta do my own thing. I don't really got the time to like be like dating, I guess. But also, I don't know. Like the experiences I feel. I don't know if you saw this tweet. It's like when over time you start hating your significant other. I don't know if you see that tweet, Wilson.
Is it something to do with resentment or what?
Yeah, it's like something about like just like over time you just hate your significant other. That's what they said.
Let's kind of like just end it rather than to get to that point.
No, I was just like, I don't know. It's just like that type of mindset, I guess.
Oh, okay.
That like people staying in relationships and stuff. And I'm just like, like they're comfortable. They don't want to leave. And I'm just like, oh my god, I cannot be dealing with this and having to second guess myself about if this person likes me or not. So I'm just over it.
Yeah.
I'm done.
So who's the one that was apparently supposed to be your soulmate that ruined your life?
Oh!
Is that not one of the three?
No.
Okay.
Oh my god. We were like friends.
Yeah.
This is where I fuck up. Don't be like me. Don't be trying to get your friends.
Don't try to what?
Don't try to get at your friends, honestly.
Oh.
I'm a person that's very like, oh yeah, like people that are my friends first will see who I really am. I don't like faking myself to guess show this like front with people. So yeah, I don't know. I always like catch feelings for my friends because I'm just like, oh yeah, they're really nice to me. They're really nice to catch feelings. So this guy, I think he came at a really bad time. He came at like a little bit. He came around the time when I was dealing with my breakup with my previous boyfriend, and he also dealt with me dealing with being gaslit really hard and stuff. So he's kind of there for me. But then, like, this is honestly, I should have known this. This man is boring as fuck. Okay, like I be like, well, you know when you talk to someone, like, oh, you're like talking, like you kind of contribute to the conversation.
Yeah.
Like both of you. This man will not contribute to conversation at all. This man is like, you can carry this entire conversation by yourself and stuff. And he's actually the person that got me into streaming. So we have to give him some credit. Some sort of credit.
Okay, so wait, so how long have you known this guy for before you started liking him?
Like 6 to 7 months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm like counting my money. Yeah, like, because we were just friends. I'm very like particular about like, oh yeah, my friends. I'm just like, oh yeah, I like to get to know them on a friend level than like to get to know them on a, oh yeah, I want to date you type of level. So that's why. But yeah, he ended up, I guess, on the astrology chart compatibility. This man says is supposed to be my soulmate, but honestly, that is a lie. That man is too different. That man has, I don't know if you've seen the moon phases. So pretty much if you're soulmates, it will complete the moon. But then if it's the same, then it's your twin flame. So pretty much he ended up being my twin flame. And sometimes twin flames is supposed to teach you a lesson.
Which it did in this case.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I've been wrecked. Multiple times. I learned my lesson. Don't deal with people.
Uh-huh.
That's all I learned.
Wait, were you gonna continue with this?
Oh, you wanted more?
Well, Oh wait, he is the
Which
one that
part?
the streaming part, right? He is the one that got you into
Oh,
the
you wanted
streaming
the
part.
stream part. Sorry, I was like, which
Yeah,
where
it's
are you
okay.
on?
You could talk about that one,
Oh, okay.
and then I'll ask you something specifically. Oh, and yo, another raid was good. Look, welcome in, guys. Thank you guys so much for dropping by the podcast.
I'm dead.
This is basically a live podcast to get to know my friends on a more personal level. I hope you had a wonderful stream. I'm gonna be posting this on YouTube afterwards. But yeah, I really do appreciate you guys. All right, Tiff, go for it. Go for it. Talking about how this person ruined your life, but also like got you into streaming. So that's you gave him some credit.
I have to give this man credit. Okay, so pretty much, this is how me getting into Twitch. Actually, I've people have said like congrats to me for 1 year. I've technically been streaming for 2 years, technically, but I don't count the first year because like of another man that kind of stopped me from streaming. But the guy that's put me into streaming, he was like, Tiffany, you should stream, and I was just like, why? He's like, well, you have a really good personality, and you will make a lot of simp money. So that's like literally his mindset with me streaming. I'll make a lot of simp money, and I have a really good personality. And I was just like, I probably could, but at the same time, I have no tolerance to literally get people to simp for me. I literally have I give no shits. So that was literally like out of the question. So it's just like I guess I'll go based on my personality. So I think I pretty much like he was kind of there for like when I set up my stream and stuff. Like he set up my monitor. I still to this day don't know how to freaking dismantle my monitor because of this man. She just did it himself. I just never learned. But yeah, but I ended up streaming. I think he was there to a certain extent, and then let me think. Pretty much why he destroyed my life was because Mandy? Oh my god.
Welcome in, everyone.
I'm dead. Because, okay, why he ruined my life, I have to give you extra backstory as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so we were, I don't know, like in our club, we do big littles. So it's like, oh, we have like 3 bigs, and then they control like 15 littles.
This is in Circle K?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we have like we have like a frat thing going on here, but it's fine. So yeah, so I had a crush on him, but also one of our other littles has a crush on him. This is why I don't like Aquarius moons and Aquarius Mercuries, because of this girl. Because I remember once I called her out for her like shit, and then she just kind of just sat there in silence, and I was just like, okay, I see how it be. I see. So he ends up dating this girl. Like I think they're still dating to this day. They've been dating for like 2 to 3 years already. But pretty much what happened was I got exiled from their group because exiled from my friend group, like my first friend group that was not really on Twitch, but like we were all mutuals together. We all like play like Valorant together and stuff like that. So they left the server that we were in, and then everyone else followed with them. And I was just like,
Dang.
oh, so that is why. But pretty much why they left is because I called his girlfriend out on her bullshit. Because she was like talking shit about my friend on stream, and my friend happened to be that guy's best friend. So I was just like, damn, you're not gonna defend your friend or anything? Like, I'm kind of confused. Like, I'm just like, what just happened? So yeah, I called her out. She legit was like, I was like, oh yeah, this is what she said on stream. And then, so I like kind of like pre-typed these messages so he can send to her, and then yeah, and that's what happened. She caught me. She caught me, like she knew like how I was typing. So then she was like, oh, it's not him talking, it's like Tiffany talking for him.
Yeah.
And so yeah. So that's why I got X'd out from that group, and honestly, for the best. I don't talk to them anymore. I talk to like maybe two of them, who like till this day. But yeah, I'm honestly content with not being there anymore.
Yeah, it sounds like it was a little toxic for you if that was the case. So that's I guess we could quote it as the supposed soulmate.
Oh. Wait, what did
Okay.
you say, Wilson? Oh,
Oh,
I was
no,
like, what did you say?
no, because you were talking about how he was the one after your like most
Oh,
recent,
yeah.
right? Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so on the topic of relationships still, um talk about some of your red flags, personal red flags. One of them sounds like one you mentioned earlier is the fact that he wouldn't allow the like allow you to meet his parents, right? An introduction. I feel like that could be one. That's the case for you.
Oh, yeah, it's just based more on like, oh, not thinking very far ahead. It's just like a person that's just like in the present instead of like thinking long term, I guess.
All right. What else?
Yeah, I'm thinking. Um, I hate this. Okay, I don't think it's a red flag, but this is what I don't like. I hate
Uh-huh.
overly nice people. As I could say, this is my red flag because I'm just like, oh, like I think it's like a very like double edged sword. Like I love when people are compassionate, caring, but at the same time, they're compassionate, caring to every single motherfucker that existing on this goddamn earth, and I'm just like, no, I need to be special. I need to be, but because it can come off as flirty. So I'm very like, oh, this is how you talk to everybody. Like, oh my god, like it's too. I don't know. I feel like people can interpret it as like they're actually being like, oh, let's say like I had a boyfriend and that person is like overly nice, and like another girl will be like, oh my god, this guy is like flirting with me and he has a girlfriend, blah blah blah. Like that's what I have a problem with. Like, oh, like I don't know, it might be a boundary issue. Like they just gotta be like have boundaries. But like yeah, overly nice people, I'm just like, please just stay away. I cannot deal with another one.
Another one.
I cannot deal. That's like my main one.
Okay.
I think also, let's see, kind of like passive aggressive in general for people. Because I feel like a lot of people are very like kind of like be around the bush. Like you don't say it straight up. I'm a very straight up person. I'm very like, yeah, you fuck up, I'm gonna tell you fuck up. That's just how it is. But like, I don't know, like they just be like very like, oh yeah, I wish you did this more, instead of being like, okay, you do this more often. Instead, like you know, like I don't know. I get really defensive about shit like that. So that passive aggressiveness is very like iffy to me. I'm like thinking, I feel like I knew that you're gonna ask me about red flags, but honestly, I didn't think far enough to.
It's okay. It's all on the spot at this point. You
Yeah.
will just take it as it is, or you could just
Yeah.
like let me know if you think of any later.
I don't know. I'm like trying to think about what the things I don't like from other people that I have talked to in my life.
Uh huh.
So I'm just like,
Valid.
like, I don't know, but yeah, I think I talked about like preferences. I was just like, oh yeah, I need someone that's goal orientated. So I guess the whatever is the opposite of goal orientated.
Mm.
So I think that's a red flag. So I'm just like, oh, I cannot be babysitting people. Like I'm just like, you gotta live your life. I gotta live my life. Oh, if we work out, we could work it out. Wait, now I remember, mom. I mean, I hate mommy. I hate mommy's boys. I'm like boys that love their mommies too much. I hate that. I don't care a shit. I really don't care. But like this is I'm gonna tell you what. Not like the men that like just like their moms, like in a normal amount. But like men that like, oh yeah, I'm trying to look for a girlfriend that's like my mom. That's weird. You cannot be doing that. Or like, oh, like comparing their like wife with their mom. Like, oh yeah, my mom cooks this meal this
Yeah.
way. Yes, those types of men. Get the get out. I that's like the biggest ick. I don't care. Oh my god, like just think about it, I'm just like, ugh, that's so gross.
Compare their significant others to their mom.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause I'm just like, oh, I'm never gonna take this while your mom. But also I don't wanna be your mom. You know? Or I don't know. Maybe traditional men. Cause I feel like traditional men, like they want the whole like housewife concept. And I'm not a housewife person. So
Yeah.
yeah. Not like, oh, traditional. I don't know. I feel like traditional is very different for every person. But yeah, that's what I define as a person that is traditional. So
A
yeah, I don't know.
trophy housewife, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to be one. I'm okay. Okay.
Hey, since you were talking about like being goal oriented, let's talk about that. Like what you look for and what's your type.
Ooh, I want. I want to date someone that's the opposite of me. I. The only thing that should be the same is work ethic. I have a really strong work ethic. I do not care.
Mm.
But everything else, I'm just like, yeah, I want the opposite of me. Like, oh, someone that will that would listen more. I talk a lot. I need someone to listen to me. But I also say sometimes I talk about the standards. My standards is, oh, someone that can reach the top shelf of my of the at the grocery store, the top shelf of the grocery store, or open my jars. That's always been my standard. I always fuck around with people saying that. They're like, Tiff, you gotta raise your standards. And I was like, I have a lot of preferences, but I don't tell y'all. And
Uh,
then, so I think I also said, like, I want to date a CS boy. I don't know why, but every man that I've ever talked to has had some comp sci background.
that's the
Yo, no.
commonality of all. Okay.
Every man
Uh-huh.
that I've tried to pursue is literally a comp sci mage, or like legit has some sort of thing with coding. Don't know why. And then I remember I said that on stream this one time. This man approached me on this man came to my chat and he was like, "I can fix your computer," and I'm 6'6", and I was just like, "Is that it?" Oh my god,
Damn.
is that it? Oh, I don't know. So I was like, height is like whatever to me also, cause I'm small. I'm kind of small, so it's like chill. As long as you could read the top shelf, it's chill. But
Mhm.
someone the opposite of me. I don't know. I'm feeling that. I'm like a very opposites attract type of person, so that's what I look for. But work ethic, you have to have my work ethic. I don't care, because everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, like Tiff, you're doing too much." I'm like, I know. So I need someone that has that exact same mindset. They don't have to work as hard as I do, but like similar mindset.
Yeah. Work ethic too.
Yeah, I think that's it. Because I was just like, oh yeah, I just like opposites. I just like someone's more introverted than I am,
Mm.
and because I don't know, like I don't know if you've seen the TikToks. It's like when people compare their boyfriends to dogs. Like, oh, what kind of dog would you want? Do you want
Like a
a golden
golden
retriever?
yeah, yeah.
Golden retriever dog, or do you want a Doberman dog or a black cat? So those are the three options, and I was just like, I think I hate all of the options, but like, I was just like thinking about it.
Can you actually explain what those dogs mean? Because I
Not
don't
gonna
even
lie,
know.
like golden retriever dogs is like, oh, they just want to spend all their time with you. Like they just want to be like, they're just positive, happy. Like they're just there to make you happy.
Hmm?
So that's golden retriever dogs. I think black cat is more common for girls. Like, oh, girls are more likely to be black cats. So it's kind of like, oh yeah, give me cuddles when I tell you to, or like, oh, like like cats, like they're like, oh, this is when they want attention, and this is when they want to be left alone. Like there's like kind of like that. I think
Yeah.
that's what a black cat would be. I think a Doberman is more protective. So kind of like a silent protective. So that's what I think. I don't really know what Dobermans are. This is the new one, but Dobermans are like, oh yeah, like they're just there to kind of like be your security guard, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, just like just depends. And honestly, all of the stereotypes doesn't fit in my what I want in a man. So I don't know.
So the TikToks. Okay.
I love
Wait, those are like the 3 types. There's no fourth one or
Yeah.
anything.
That's just
Gotcha.
the main 3. Yeah.
Okay, so this is uh a troll question, but it's also a question I'm still gonna ask you.
Okay.
Do you think you have Riz?
Not to men, only to women.
Okay, so how would you rate your Riz towards men and towards women?
I have absolutely negative 20, 20 to men, negative 20 to men, and maybe I'm thinking I'm gonna downplay myself. I'll put myself 7 out of 10 for women.
Oh, okay, so modest. Got it. So
I
humble.
feel like I could. I don't know. I feel like I can riz up a man, but at the same time, I don't want to. So that's why it's at the negative. This is the problem. Do I want to do that?
So it's like you're saying you haven't unleashed your potential.
What potential? I'm not unleashing any potential, and I don't even care. I just feel like I'll just. I don't know. I'm not very. I think it's because I'm not very words of affirmations type of person. So like just saying like these types of things to people it makes me feel cringy. So that I just be like, you know how when you say something and I'm just like, ugh, like really, I'm like instant like, ugh. I'll say it. I'll make a noise. I'm just like, yeah, I'm just not feeling it. That ruins the riz. If I say it and I just disappear, it'll probably work out. But no, it don't work like that. Yeah.
All right, and what advice or what relationship advice would you give to others?
Ooh. Do not, I repeat, do not officially become their boyfriend or girlfriend for at least 3 months to make sure that they're not loving bombing you. Because love bombing is a huge issue, and I think that's the reason why a lot of people get like manipulated, or I don't know, like I guess the rest of the relationship is not very fulfilling because they're expecting people to continue like acting the way they are in the beginning of the relationship to the end of the relationship, and honestly, it don't work like that. Like, people are gonna run out of steam, so that's and also you kind of will know when someone's gonna give up. Like they're not gonna like you anymore. I don't know. You'll like know after 3 months. Um. Also, have your own hobbies. Have your own friends. Do not be mixing your friends together because literally it's gonna cause codependency. And then when you guys break up, now you're literally splitting your friend group, and literally like it's gonna be awkward. So I think codependency is a huge issue for a lot of relationships. That's what I had to learn too, and now y'all gotta have to learn codependency. So do your own thing, like figure out yourself, and then just have your partner there to kind of like give you like a little bit more support for certain aspects, but not be like using them for these aspects that you don't have. Like let's just say like for me, I was joking around about like someone fixing my computer. I really don't need anyone fixing my computer. But like I guess like let's just say like I remember back in my old relationship, I would legit have my boyfriend make me meals because I would not be able to feed myself. Like don't depend on another person to literally keep you alive. That's what I'm saying. That's what I think codependency is. So I don't know. Just be careful. And don't also, if you feel butterflies after a year, you should break up with them. Straight up. Because like having the butterfly feeling in your stomach is kind of like the concept of like, oh, like they're very up and down, so they're very loving in the beginning. Like they're very loving at one point, and then very like dismissive. So they're very up and down about that, like how much they love you. So that's where butterflies come from. So, and that's where your anxiety is coming from. So, yeah, just be careful when you feel the butterflies. Like you can feel it for a certain amount, but then like just kind of reevaluate if it's because it's from anxiety or if you're actually like very 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 in love with them. So, there's just a difference.
Yeah. Ooh, that's interesting to know for sure. Okay, so that was mostly like relationship talk, right? Um, let's see. Let's talk about a little bit about mental health. Like talking about that.
Ooh,
So, how are you doing as of now? Would you say mentally?
I think that uh, my mental is a lot better. I'm not sleeping 12 hours a day. I used to sleep like every day for like a long time. Um, I've had a lot of issues with mental health. I'm pretty sure since the age of like 12, but I've never like call it like ment like issues, mental health issues. I just thought that I was being quirky or something. Cause I
Hmm.
remember I used to like give myself like paper cuts, and I was just like, wow, how many paper cuts can I give myself at the age of 12? Cause like I really like band-aids. I don't know why. I don't know why, but I was just like, I'm just gonna see. And then like I think at one point I had like 6 or 7 different like band-aids on my hands because of paper cuts, because that's what I was doing.
Hmm.
And I was just like, damn. Later on, I was thinking about it. I was like, damn. I think that was a problem. I should not have done that. But there's like things like little things that I've done over the years. I'm just like, this could probably be because of mental health. But like, I never really think about it like that because like it's not very like. I guess it's not looked at as like an issue in like Asian cultures. Like, oh, if you have really, if you have depression, like your family's just gonna be like, move on with your life and get it together, get your degree and call it a day. Then you stop being so depressed. They don't understand
Hmm.
what depressed. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's now I've been a lot better. Cause I remember I actually did not see myself graduating from my undergrad because it was it was hard. It was a little too hard for some reason. I don't know why. I like, failed a bunch of classes my senior year, but like now I'm on top of my shit. Like I think that's why I'm working really hard, like too hard to where I'm sick now.
Yeah.
Because like I'm like, oh yeah, like, I'm going to school. I actually absolutely love it. I'm doing the whole content creating stuff too. Like there's just lots of things I'm doing. I'm just like, I I would not do it if I was depressed. But yeah, I don't know. I just people will like I think people when other people when their friends are depressed, people are like always wondering like what they should do to help their friend. But like it just depends on the person. Like I
Hmm.
know like for me, I love when people check up on me and stuff. And and then there are other people that are like you have to drag them out of their beds to help them, but like it's just different for every person.
Yeah. So when you felt like you were at your like really low points in life and stuff, how did you pick yourself back up from that?
Not gonna lie, I didn't. I I think like it's kind of like a block. Like when I said that I was not gonna graduate, when I hit that point where I graduated, I was like, I did it. Like what? Like oh, like I'm here. Like what? Like there's nothing that's stopping me now. Like I've graduated. Like I was worried over nothing, and then I kind of just got over it mentally, just from that event in my life. But like before that, I would play like 14 hours of Valorant, and for what?
Oh no.
Like literally every day I play Valorant. I'm like, damn, I'm so depressed. But like, oh my god, it's so bad. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think I did anything personally to like got myself out of depression. I think because like I went to therapy the year before that. I also love my therapist. I absolutely love her. She was great at her job. But like I think she is still like cause I was like, oh, I can give myself self therapy. Now I give myself self therapy. I don't have money. So I give myself self therapy. But yeah, just that one mouse just the milestone that I got from it. Then I just overcame it for some reason. But it's like different for every other person.
Mhm.
Like there's people that like, oh yeah, they have like a checklist. Like, oh yeah, I got out of bed today. And then maybe tomorrow they could try like, oh, I'm making myself breakfast today. Like, like they have that type of thing. But like for me, I was just like, okay, I'm cured. Like I'm just cured of my depression, but not really. Like,
Mhm.
but yeah, just enough to where I can do like my job, you know?
So if that's how you handled your own like situation whenever you were at those points, right? Like what kind of advice would you give to other people that may be going through like really dark times?
Mm, well, I would talk to people, but before you talk to people, you should ask them if they're emotionally like available to be able to listen to you rant. Because I know there's times when in my life I just allow people to rant to me, and honestly, I'm at my lowest point. I'm just like, dude, I cannot handle your shit. I cannot handle my shit. So I think talking to people is really good. Um, if you don't want to talk to people that I guess are close to you, because I know like sometimes like you worry about judgment, I would actually go to therapy, like actually look into it. Like I don't know, like I know it's very like it's like one of the most common things to do. Like oh yeah, go to therapy. But I genuinely believe that like therapy actually helped me overcome a lot of my issues with my parents. And I had a lot of issues with my parents. Like I told you, I had mommy issues, like hella mommy. So I don't know. It just depends on what kind of therapist you get. 'Cause I know like my friend had a really bad therapist, and I was just like, oh, they're supposed to like I don't know, like the structure of like how they do the sessions should be dependent on the person that's getting therapy. Um, Also maybe just do things that you enjoy. Like I know you don't got time for that. I know like I have school or like when I was in school I would go to school like 5 days a week, but like I kind of just skipped all of my classes and just did things I actually enjoy, and then like I don't know, I just felt a little bit better that day. And I feel like we need to remind ourselves to like do things that we like to do instead of just doing things that we're forced to do. So I think that's what a lot of people have issues with because they're like, like we're busy, but like I still at the same day, like oh no, like take a step back. I don't know, eat your favorite ice cream or do something. Like oh, it doesn't have to be like doing something for fun. Just like oh, I'm gonna eat my favorite meal. I'm going to I don't know, like if I like going outside, I'll be like I don't know sunbathing outside for like 5 minutes. I don't know, like anything. It could honestly be anything. Just it just whatever you like to do.
Thank you for the advice. Mentioned therapy too, very cool. So this is a little bit close to it as well, but I want to talk about how COVID affected you personally.
Oh, well, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Okay, so I told you I broke up with my ex.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, best decision of my life. COVID would never, would never. If COVID didn't happen, I would literally probably be with this man until at least 3 more years after that. I think it kind of affected like my schooling a lot because it kind of reverted the like education used to be very hands-on. You do a lot of projects together, you work together, collaborate. But then after COVID, you're just taking tests. I hate taking tests. Like, like literally, if the school of education sucks, then every other school in the college sucks. That's how I stand by. Cause I'm just like, ain't no way you're gonna fuck up on education, and then like all the other programs are better than my program. So but yeah, I just think like schooling wise it was so bad. I like failed pretty much almost all of my classes my senior year because it was memorized based. I don't like memorized based at all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't learn like that ever. um, I got sunburn. I learned that I have the ability to get sunburn on my shoulders. I was really sad about that.
You learned about that through COVID?
Yeah, cause you know when you stay inside for too long
Okay.
and then like
Yeah.
and then your body's not used to sunlight. Yeah, I've never gotten COVID. And literally, when I got the vaccines and stuff, I was pretty chill. So I'm assuming that I got like the touch of COVID, but I never got sick from COVID. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm very fortunate. um, yeah, it happened during my sophomore year of college. So I guess it ruined my college years, but I think having COVID my junior in COVID helped me stream because we used to have like Zoom events and stuff, and then I'll be forced to talk to people and try to keep conversations with people, which is what I do on stream anyways. So I did that for a whole year, so might as well just start streaming, right? It's literally the exact same thing. So when I got into streaming, it was pretty easy for me to do that since that's literally what I do.
Nice transition. Yeah.
Yeah, like so. I think for me it was beneficial, but I just hate it for my schooling wise.
Okay, and then another topic just to briefly go over. You mentioned that you've been like a victim of hate crime.
Oh.
So, do you want to talk
Oh.
about that?
Oh yeah, it wasn't too bad. Me saying I got hate crime and then me saying it wasn't too bad is crazy. It happened freshman year of college. Like someone walked someone walked pretty much walked up to me and then legit told me to go back to my country. It wasn't too bad. I think the problem that I had with it was that that was watching was not a person of color. So they're just watching me getting hate crime by this man and stuff. But yeah, everyone else was just white, and I was just like really mad that everyone was just watching me. And I was just like, oh, now I feel embarrassed, you know. But it wasn't too bad. It happened in the city, and then, but yeah, I never had a problem since then. So it was just a one time. I think I was just worried about like being hate crimed for being Asian
Mhm.
because there's still a lot of like hate towards Asians for bringing
Yeah.
COVID to America. So I was really worried about it. But other than that, it's okay. I think yeah, just I've been adjusting well to it. So
So that was like must have been like a pretty traumatic experience, especially with like everyone, like your surroundings. But did it just take some time to like get past that? Like you just had to like
mm,
build these walls around you or something mentally?
I think for me, no. I think I was just worried about like the recent stuff, like the Asian hate. The first time I was just like, damn, people don't know anything. I was like,
Mhm.
I've been here my whole life, you know. So I think that's why. But like, yeah, pretty much, my friend grabbed me to like pull me back when that happened, and then he walked away. So like, it wasn't like any like confrontation or anything.
Yeah.
So it was okay. But I just remembered it, and then I just have to deal with the whole worrying about like walking down the street, and then the Asian stuff. I was like, oh shit. Yeah, I don't know. It was scary.
Well, glad nothing happened with that one time thing. Hopefully,
Yeah.
yeah, that I mean, it's bound to happen realistically in
Mhm.
society, but yeah, it's crazy to know that you were just like it happened to you, you know? You always hear about it.
Mhm.
Okay, switching gears to just name some of like your favorite travel destinations or adventures you've been on.
Ooh, I think for sure New York. I went to New York for a week. Um, like I think like the experiences was New York, but the atmosphere would be Seattle. I love Seattle atmosphere. Like it's so cloudy. I don't know. Like it just seems like I'm in a Twilight movie or some shit.
Do you like the rain?
No, it was barely sprinkling
Okay.
when I went to Seattle. But I don't know. I was just like, oh, I really like. Okay, I like the rain is okay if you don't have to go anywhere. If you're in a rush to go somewhere, it sucks. That's
Hmm.
what I think. But it wasn't. It was barely sprinkling. I was just like, oh, we're just kind of here. Yeah, but I love the atmosphere there because the air there is crisp. It's way more crisp there because nature and stuff. I don't even like hiking and stuff like that. I was just like, oh, I like the air.
You're talking about the air from the Bay versus SoCal and now Seattle. I
Yeah,
see. You really like the air.
I like air because now that I got asthma now, it's over.
Ooh.
I gotta think about the air.
Hmm.
But yeah, New York. I had a lot better experiences. Apparently, when I went to New York, it was during the Mets. I didn't even go, but apparently Blackpink was there or something, and then we tried to go to the park to go see one of the I think Rose or something. Rose was at the Central Park or something, so we tried to rush over to go
Uh-huh.
to go to Central Park to go look for her, and she was not there. And yeah, I don't know, but the museums there are a lot nicer. Like I don't know, like just like I think it kind of helped me a lot moving here. Cause like they have like the subways, they have like the buses and stuff in New York, so that I kind of like adjusted very well to using the transportation system
Mhm.
here. Yeah, but still hot. I don't know. I'm supposed to go. I'm gonna go there in April. I wanted to take like a solo trip and stuff. I was like, oh, New York would be a really good place to start because they have subways. You don't have to like Uber everywhere. You just take the subway if you want to go, and then you take the bus or whatever. Blah blah blah. But yeah, I was just like, I'm gonna be a full adult after this trip because I feel like I haven't traveled by myself, so I'm just like, oh, this is like the ultimate goal. This is like the end goal right now. Be able to go wherever I want to go.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I got my passport recently. I lost my passport for a year,
Wait, have you
and then
been
I found
out
it
of the country?
like twice. But like as a kid, I remember I went to Vietnam when I was 2. That was
Okay,
traumatic.
as a kid.
That was traumatic. Apparently, my mom told me that I was a risk taker. She told me that like I almost drowned, and then I
Oh.
got sick from drinking milk, and then I also like climbed these stairs with the holes in the
Mhm.
middle, and then I survived. I remember my mom was crying about it, and I was just like, oh, I don't know. And then I went to Mexico at the age of 10. It was okay. It was whatever. But the Vietnam trip though, that was crazy. But yeah, I don't know. I don't remember any of it. So
You got
that's what she
sick
told me.
from drinking milk?
Yeah.
So, do you not drink milk anymore? Has that like carried on till today? Like, are
Oh
you traumatized?
no, I mean it happened when I was 2, so I don't remember any of it.
Oh,
My
okay.
my grandma would heat up milk in the microwave for us to drink.
Uh-huh.
We drink 2 cups of milk a day. So I'm gonna assume I'm okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. I haven't
Okay.
grown though. I haven't I really have not
Genetics.
grown.
All right. So, if you could live anywhere else, let's say except for Seattle and the Bay, right? Where would you live and why?
Mm, maybe Switzerland. I don't know. The healthcare kind of nice over there, but also I think I don't know. It just seems because it's like a little bit more north than even Canada, and I just feel like it'll be really pretty there, or like Iceland. I don't know. One of the
Mhm.
lands, the Norway, the Sweden, one of those countries. But yeah, I was just like, I don't know, like this. I just feel like I always thought about it, like always wanting to go there, but I just never have the guts to go there. So maybe I'll think about it one day.
Solo trip one day.
One day solo trip to a foreign country. That'll be scary. I'll cry though.
All right. So, as of now, what are your current goals and aspirations in life? I mean, I know you want to get your master's. That's something. But what else?
Mm, I would like. Not gonna lie, I don't know. I just all I'm thinking about is like content creating, or I don't know. I would like to do something more with voice acting. People have told me they're like
Mhm.
you're gonna be the next Vietnamese Valorant agent, and I'm like, ew. I don't know about that. I don't like Vietnamese. Like I don't know if I don't have any Vietnamese voice lines. Okay, fine. But they always say that to me. I really want to be signed by an org, like an actual org,
Ooh.
or like work in like like admin fraternities. I've been doing that a lot more now. I'm actually getting paid for that stuff
Hmm.
for to admin fraternities. So I'm really excited, but you know how the industry is. The industry kind of bad. Esports is bad, but yeah, one day to maybe produce for riots, that'll be kind of cool. Or yeah, any org will be fun. Any
Yeah.
any org would be nice. That is nice to me and doesn't doesn't take advantage of me would be okay.
Mm. All right. With that being said, let's transition into like the streaming world and everything, esports and all
Mm.
that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where did this like goal come from? Like, why do you feel like you want to be involved in esports and the tourney stuff?
Ooh. I just think like I enjoy planning events,
Uh huh.
but I think like um it kind of like falls in line with what I like to do, so like gaming. Cause like I don't want to be planning events and then like planning a wedding, right? Like I have no interest in planning a wedding or like planning a baby shower, like those types of event planners.
Yeah.
So I really enjoy that. I enjoy doing administration work. Brown actually, Brown contacted me because I actually, which is I'm hosting the event for like January and stuff, which is like what I told Brown. Like first time I was like, Brown, I need you. Like I was like, how do I do this event? Like blah 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 blah. And I ended up becoming head admin for that reason. For
Mhm.
me being very curious about like learning how to host my own events. So yeah, and I really actually was considering doing esports, and then the esports industry kind of collapsed or whatever with the layoffs. So it doesn't seem very vital, I guess, for long term or like full time. So yeah, I just but I still think it's like fun to do, like, but maybe a little overworked or whatever.
Mm.
Nothing crazy.
Okay, so the streaming stuff. As of now, what categories are you streaming, and what's your schedule looking like?
Oh, I mean, to be fair, I was gonna stream all this week, but the sore throat kind of killing me. I don't. Yes, I don't know when I'm gonna come back to streaming because I kind of want to be like at my 100%. But I mean, I've been streaming for like 25 days straight, and honestly, I'm not okay.
Oh shit.
I'm not okay. I've been playing Honkai for 25 days. I'm just like, oh please, I cannot do this anymore.
Huh.
But I do stream just chatting, which is my main category. I also stream Valo. I don't stream League that often anymore because I feel like playing ARAMs and streaming is very hard.
Hmm.
So that ain't me. Um, and I believe Honkai Star Rail, and then I think Cult to the Lamb. I think those are my categories usually. But just chatting is my jam. And ever since someone called me out about not being a Valorant streamer anymore, I have never looked back. I haven't. I was actually considering like stop playing Valorant completely,
Huh.
but then someone roped me back in, and I have never recovered. Now I play Valorant every day on stream.
Wait, it was like a serious call out that you weren't playing Valorant?
I think I was adminning for Mandy's tournament, and then I was like, I'm actually kind of fed up with this game, and I'm only admin at this point, and then I was just gonna stop. I only play like once a week at that point, and
Yeah.
so, and then my friend was like, "Do you want to play Valorant?" But then he plays Valorant every day, so I got roped in every day. So now I'm back, and I'm playing Valorant. This is what addiction is like.
Like
I feel
just
like
for fun or like competitive?
just for fun. I cannot play competitive anymore. Yeah, I like diamond. I like my diamond rank, and everyone's like, "Why don't you grind for ascendant?" I'm just like, honestly, I don't care about the green rank. It's green. It's green. It's green. I don't want it. So diamond is my vibe. It makes me happy. I'm still considered high elo because of it. So
Hmm. All
why
right.
the fuck did pastor say that?
So I'm aware that you started your stream like for the first time or something on July 11th of 2021.
Oh.
Mentioned how you went through something that made you stop streaming for a while, right?
Uh-huh.
But what brought you
Mhm.
back?
What brought me back? Well, I'm gonna give it props to one person that has put me back into this life, into the streaming world. Um, yeah, no, not you, Caster. You can't.
Uh huh.
um, so pretty much, I met someone like off, like not on Twitch or anything. Um, we're considered IRL friends now. We have a lot of mutuals. So it's like Kaitoshi. That's like who I was starting watching like streams again from him, and I was just like, I really missed this. And I was just like, damn, he's like a really good streamer. So I like kind of was thinking about it. I was just like, so I set a date on when I was gonna come back, and then I was like moving home. Like I was moving from college to back home, and I was just like, oh yeah, I need to like wait a little bit, and I'm gonna put it on this date. This is the day where I will start streaming again. So I did, and honestly, never looked back. Apparently, around this time in October, I was at probably at 180 followers, and now I'm at over 1K. So like, I'm doing something right. I'm assuming.
Congratulations.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Many things happened.
Speaking of that, you just had your 1 year anniversary streamathon, right?
Oh, I
How-
got sick. So I have 14 hours left.
oh, okay. So, how's it been so far, though, before you got sick?
It was good, but I learned some things about the community stuff, and I will do it on Discord because someone was being sussy, and I was just like, okay, I cannot with this person.
Oh,
So,
okay.
like, if I have to do community stuff, we gotta do it on Discord. That's what I've learned. But honestly,
Mhm.
I had a really good time, and I was molding. I played up for the first time on stream, and literally I was screaming the entire time. And then everyone wanted to raid me at the time where I was screaming, but you know what? It's fine. I guess that's what they wanted. More screams. Yeah, had a good time. I was supposed to play like a horror game today, and honestly, I was like, I'm gonna go to sleep. That's why I slept till that point when I woke.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
you'll give everyone a heads up when you start, or when you
Mhm.
continue it, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so when it comes to streaming, what would you say the pros and cons are, or have been for you?
Pros, I do what I like to do, which is talking. I love talking. Literally, everyone's always asking like, why do you stream? That's usually like one of the big questions, and I feel like everyone needs to know this answer, or people need to know like how to answer that question when they stream, because I feel like there are people that stream because of money, and you don't make a lot of money. You you don't make a lot of money on streaming, so that's, or I guess sometimes there's people that I guess do it for fun, but I feel like people that do it for fun is not like it's kind of hard to like stream long term with just for fun. So yeah, so I love streaming because I'm talking. I love talking. I literally talk everyone's ear off when I trauma dump on every single person in my chat, etc., etc. I also just love like just meeting a lot of people. I feel like there are a lot of great people, but sometimes it's very unfortunate that the con is that there are gonna be weird people that you're gonna meet, and then you're gonna have to. I yell at them all the time. Fucking cannot deal with this shit. Like literally the other day, I was just like, dude, some incel trying to freaking hit on me as a girlfriend. I was just like, what the fuck? Like I was just like, oh my gosh. I think parasocial. Parasocial
Yeah.
is the con, I think. But yeah, I don't know. I've never, and I guess like con is Twitch, like streaming on this platform, which is not very streamer based. It's more like viewer based, I guess. So, or I guess like company based, like oh they prefer to take all our money,
Uh-huh.
so they don't care about like streamers. I think I saw like Saikuno, like or maybe Lud. I don't know who, but like they spelled his name wrong. on the forum where like the contract to get him back to signing into Twitch, and so that's why they choose YouTube. And I was just like, damn,
Wow.
yeah.
Have you ever considered joining like other streaming platforms?
I thought about YouTube, but more on like the just so I can get AdSense on there. But I don't think I would do YouTube full time. Kick is very concerning because of the whole like issues with modernization is very bad there.
Mhm.
I'm LGBT and I'm a woman. Like I feel like I'm not supposed to be there at all. They had like the whole issue with the escort thing on Kick, where like
Oh
they were
yeah.
filming her without her consent and stuff, and I was just like, yeah, I really don't want to like I guess support that. I don't mind like the whole like I respect people that like want to like stream there to get like their paycheck, get their check and leave. Okay, cool. But yeah, it's just not for me. But I know a lot of people ask me, they're like, yeah, like you should maybe you should try it out. And I was just like, no, I would probably cry or die or both. I don't know. Kick is scary.
Do you feel like streaming affects you mentally?
Ooh, yes and no, but yes, 90% yes. I always talk about like I feel like I'm not a human when I'm streaming sometimes because like like some people like they just say whatever the fuck they want to say to you and then you just kind of have to be like ah you're gonna have to laugh it off, which is why like I'm like I like call out a bunch of people
Mm.
about shit, but there's times when I want to call out people about shit, but like I can't call them out because it makes you look rude. It's like very like little things like very little things. I'm just like, you shouldn't say that, but like, I'm just not gonna say anything. Like, yeah, I had to call out, like controversial people, right? Like the sexist people, the racist people, but like they're like little things where like, oh, it's like kind of like a social cue type of thing, where like, oh yeah, like don't be coming to my stream and being like, hey, check your DMs. Like, I don't know. I got shit to do. I'm freaking streaming. I don't got time to be checking my DMs at this time. Or, like, yeah, just like, little mannerism things I have issues with. And then, and I can't call them out for it. Until I'm, like, really fed up. Then I don't really care. I'm just gonna call it out. But just like, social, ugh, social cues. I don't know. Something about social cues. People don't have social cues and it makes me mad.
Mhm. Anything else? Would you say?
What's the question?
Uh, like how
Oh,
streaming,
mental?
yeah, like how it could affect your mental or like the difficulties of streaming.
Mm, I don't know. I don't really think far. What am I thinking? Mm, just parasocial. Sometimes, like, what was it? You can't, like, I know there's times where I'll be like inviting people to play games, like collabing, and then they'll freaking flake. And I feel like in this industry, it happens a lot more. And it makes
Mm.
me mad, but I never say anything because people got shit to do. But it still bothers me. I remember like this one time I was gonna play with someone, and then they ended up like I was waiting for them for like an hour or two, and then they're like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry." Like I was playing with my other friend, and then they ended up still playing with their other friend
Oh.
after, and I was just like, "Oh my god." So like stuff like that with people, like
Mm.
you just kind of have to get used to like streamers, like they're gonna be late or they just won't show up.
Yeah.
And I love my friends, but like I'm just like understandable. I try to be understanding about it because I'm like, oh, people have lives,
Mm.
and yeah. But I think I've just become very punctual, so I'm just very like literally. Like Wilson, like I messaged her, I was like, Wilson, I might not wake up.
Oh yeah.
I was like freaking out like earlier. I was like, I'm gonna take a nap. I don't know how long I'm gonna be sleeping for. I was like so stressed out. Like I'm that type of person, and like, that's just how I am.
Yeah.
Really. So then when other people are not like that, I'm just like, okay, I'll just deal with it.
But then you were just like,
Yeah.
I told you I'm gonna do this, so rain or shine, like
Yeah,
we're
I
doing
was
it
like,
today.
this is gonna happen. This is gonna happen. Because I think
Uh-huh.
Wilson reminded me, he was like, oh, we can push it back to Tuesday and stuff. And I was just like, I didn't fuck around. And I was like, God damn it. I could have pushed it to Tuesday. And blah, blah. Oh my gosh. But I was like, it's too late for that.
Yeah.
We need to commit.
Here we are.
I I have to commit. That's just how I am. I'm just like, I can't. I don't know. I don't like being flaky. It's just me.
Okay, do you feel like you could like truly be yourself on stream though? Like
Oh yeah, you see, you see me on stream?
yeah.
Oh, I'm like, I really don't care. I say whatever the fuck I want. I think like, but at the same time, like, maybe okay, actually, okay, I take it back. Maybe like 80 to 20. 80% I am very true to myself. 20% I will. I think because if I actually show like my true personality, I would literally tell people to freaking shut the fuck up every freaking second because I'm just like, oh, I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. But then like the 20% is just like, oh, more tolerance to people.
I see.
But like,
I see.
like
Some
I have
intrusive
more
thoughts.
patience. I have more patience on stream. I have more.
Uh-huh.
But I'm very honest about how I'm feeling. Like I'm very like, if I feel sad, I'll say it. If I feel mad, I'll say it. I literally am like, I'll say whatever's on my mind, and then
Yeah.
like, yeah, I feel like I've been told that I am very real on stream, and I'm just like,
It's good.
okay, okay.
Do you feel like numbers or metrics ever get to you?
All the time. All the time. I remember at one point, I think someone was streaming less than me, like less time, and then I think they were around the same amount of followers as me, and I've never been so insecure in my life. But I think, like to me, numbers are very like solid. Like, oh, like they change to where they're swaying in some way for some reason, but it's not like, okay, let's just say like but it's not the same as someone being like, oh yeah, like they're telling you like, I love your stream, and stuff, like, you know, like getting the positive feedback. But then the numbers, the number numbers don't lie. The numbers are just there, like pop in my face and stuff. Oh my gosh. So I try not to look at the numbers, but I used to look at numbers a lot. Like I think every day I look at numbers every day. But I put like a little goal in like a sticky note, and I'm like, okay, I'm at this amount. Let's see how much I grow in 2 weeks. And then I just do it like that instead. It makes it so much easier, so I don't have to think about it so hard. But I used to be thinking, oh my gosh, I just lost a follower. Why?
Oh.
Like, what happened? Oh my god, like I would flip it out. And then like now I'm just like, I think the bots are getting to them. I'm just like I'm just coping so hard. Like I think the bots got them. I don't know, but numbers really affected me for a long time. And we're like, there was a person that I'm not a huge fan of, and I was just like, I want to be bigger than them one day.
Uh-huh.
But now I'm like, whatever, I don't care. I just do my own thing. I got shit to do. Got my own stuff I need to do. Gotta focus on myself. I don't got time to be freaking worry about this other person.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I had to grow into. It took me a long time to kind of get over that.
I see.
Yeah.
Appreciate the honesty. And how would you describe the difference, or like from what you've seen, when it comes to a guy streaming versus like a girl streaming? If there's anything.
I think I talked about this with a lot, like with my other friend, but they told me that streaming used to be very like game based, and I feel like a lot of streamers that are males are more game based, and then girls are more like talking based. Like they talk more, or they try to get to know like the other people, like getting to know like people in their chat. So I think that's what I've noticed. But also, to ask me, they're like, why do you? What they'll ask me, I'm like the same amount. Like I'll be at this, like, the same amount of followers, or like around the like or less than them, and they ask me like, how do you do this? Like, why do you have 20 viewers and you at 600 followers or some shit? I don't know. And I'll be like, I just talk to them. I call it a day. And I don't know, maybe it's like based on having the same content. Maybe they get bored of it. Like, trying something different. I don't know. Like, I feel like people complain, but then they don't do anything to change, like to be different, So there's in this like stagnant thing that they're doing. They think it's working, but it's not working because I don't know. But at the same time, I've been stagnant too because I'm just like my personality is not carrying me enough. So it's just like you gotta grow your content. Like I don't know. I had to like be like, oh yeah, I can't be like just streaming all the time. I have to like actually post content. I was like crying about it the other day. I was like, ugh, I hate making content, but I have to do it. I hate it. But yeah, I don't know. I think people need to think outside of like numbers. So they're looking at numbers. So I used to be like that too. I look at numbers because people freaking keep bringing it up, and they're like, "Damn, why do you have so many watchers?" I was just like, I don't know, and I couldn't even figure it out. So, I think that's the difference. So yeah, talking and game base. But yeah, I have a lot of my guy friends. They're like, I think I'm really boring, and I'm just like, you just gotta find something that you're passionate about just to talk about instead of like I guess like forcing yourself to like be someone that you're not. That's what I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Valid. Talk about your favorite memory so far, or if you have like a favorite stream that you've had.
Yeah, I think about this. Oh, I think one of my favorite streams is when Gia Darling came to my stream. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy.
Like, did she raid you or what?
Oh no. She like was like going to a bunch of different streams and she's giving them words of affirmations and stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah. And she responded to my tweet about her. I'm so happy. I literally look up to her like she literally was there when I'm pretty sure she was there when I was bored or some shit. Like she was there for a long like she's been on YouTube for so long. So I was really happy about that. I actually had a long day that day. So it was really nice for her to come in like and then like give me words of affirmations. Yeah. I was behind the schedule though. I did not do what I was supposed to do on stream that day because of her. Oops.
One of the streaming core memories for you. Very cool. So you're part of this group called Happy People. You want to talk about that? How you join and what's it about?
Oh. Well, I thought they were sus.
Okay.
Because they just invited me, and like that was like my first time ever experiencing like a stream view. So I made Geos look into them for me because Geos looks into everybody. So yeah, he was like, oh, they're pretty chill, they're pretty good, and so I got invited, and then I got like a Twitter DM from the person that I talk to every day on stream also, which is Noi, who is in charge of the stream team type of thing. And yeah, I really liked what they had. Like they have a very strong stance on mental health. Like if you have issues with mental health, they have a bunch of links. And it's literally you have to scroll down 5 times to look at all the links from mental health. I was like, oh, so I don't know. They really care about like us as like streamers and stuff. They like put a bunch of like opportunities from like Twitch and like from like they like scour. They'd be scouring the Twitter and the Twitch world, and like they're like looking for opportunities for us. And then they like even set up like collabs. So yeah, they're really like good. I like really like them. Which is why when another stream team tried to hit me up, haha, I was very like, and the other stream team's requirements was you could only have one stream team, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna bargain. I'm gonna bargain so hard. Oh, because I mean, if you could only have one stream team, that means that stream team that if I accepted them, they would be my only stream team. And then I was just like, fuck that. I'm keeping my Happy People stream team. So I was bargaining. It's not me. If you
Yeah.
want me, literally, I'm gonna bargain. I don't care. So I actually ended up not having to bargain at
Hmm.
all. But I ended up leaving that stream team less than 24 hours. Because someone told me something about that stream team about the female streamer being harassed. So I was like, I'm not gonna take any chances, so I left.
Hmm.
Yeah, like literally less than 24 hours. I joined that stream team and then I left that stream team within a day. Like I was just like, yeah, I don't know. I just even hearing it, I'm just like, no, absolutely not. I don't care. I'm not even looking to it. I'm just gonna leave.
Happy people.
Happy people only. If you get a chance to be in happy people, you should be in happy people. I love it. I love it there.
All right, and now talk about some of the meetups that you've done for or through Twitch. Like, what was your first experience like, and what are your thoughts?
Isn't that your house? Isn't that your house, Wilson?
That was your first meetup?
Yeah.
Really? Even in SoCal?
Yeah, I'm not trying to meet people in
Okay.
I'm not trying to meet people in SoCal. Oh god.
Okay.
The saddest moment that's when Katie was there, and I remember looking at Katie's face. I remember her face very vividly, and I didn't get to talk to her.
Oh,
So
yeah. And she
sad.
visited, uh-huh.
I was so sad. I remember I saw Katie there, and I was just like, I should have talked to her, but I was like, I don't know who this person is.
Okay, she'll be
Yeah,
back. Like,
yeah.
sooner than you anticipate.
When's the sooner? I'm like, ooh.
The end of the
Like,
month?
end of the month? I won't even be here the end of the
Yeah.
month. I'm going to SoCal the end of the month.
Damn, when do you come back? I mean, the beginning of next month?
I'll be back. Let me look. I'll be back morning of November 3rd.
Oh. Yeah, I think she's still gonna be here.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, there's your opportunity.
Yay! But yeah, I remember Katie's face very vividly because
Yeah.
I went onto her stream and I was just like, oh shit, I saw her IRL.
Before you've met her on Twitch.
Yeah, I was
Very
just
cool.
like, oh my god. I was scared. But yeah. And that was like my first. That's like when I met Koi, and Koi was recruiting everybody for my Valorant tournament, and I was just like, "You need to shut up, Koi. You need to shut up, Koi." Yeah, I remember he tried to get Allie to do it, and I was just like, Allie. I think Allie was like, "Maybe." And I was like, "Okay." Well, I was just like, "Please, I cannot be here." Yeah, I met a lot of people there, but I don't remember any of their. I honestly don't remember. I don't remember half of the names. I think a lot of people introduced me to them, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
hi.
Mhm.
Too many people.
All right. Just gonna breeze through a few Valorant questions.
Okay.
All right. Favorite agent and least favorite.
Ooh, favorite agent is Fade. I think right now I'll say Fade because she does nightmare stuff. Least favorite, Phoenix. I think Phoenix players are the most toxic motherfuckers that ever existed on this goddamn earth, and I don't know why they're so mean to me, but they're so mean to me. I don't understand. But yes, Phoenix players, no. Phoenix players,
All right. Be
no.
nice if you play Phoenix.
Literally, if I see a Phoenix player, also their flashes, like like I don't know, something about like controlling their flashes is just not it. So they always flash you, no matter what. Even if they're not nice to you, they'll flash you. Don't matter. But yeah.
Do you prefer the Phantom or Vandal?
I used to play controller, so I will say Phantom. It's like I could spray in the smoke. That's my favorite. When they die in the smoke.
Favorite map and least favorite.
My favorite map is controversial, and I've already gotten a lot of hate about
Sunset?
it. But no,
Okay.
my favorite map is Split.
Okay.
I got so much hate for that. Oh my gosh. Worst map probably either. Oh, Pearl. I don't like Pearl because I feel like I don't play well on that map. Or Breeze. One of the two. I don't know.
Okay. More questions. Oh wait. Favorite skin line.
Favorite skin line? I'm like thinking of what skins I have. Maybe my favorite would probably be Protocol.
Ooh.
Yes.
One that talks.
Yeah. Yeah. Not because I want someone to talk to me, but I
What?
just think skins are very nice. Or maybe I don't. Let me think. I don't know. I think the Protocol variants are shit, but I love the sound that it makes.
Oh, when it shoots.
Yeah. I'm like trying to think of the. I want to say reverb, but because of the variants. But yeah, I think Protocol for how it shoots is really nice. I cannot get over it. They have two skins. Two Protocol skins from the collection, so I think that's the most I have.
Is it like the Phantom and Sheriff?
Phantom and the oh no, I don't have the Phantom. I have the Bulldog. I have the Bulldog and
Oh.
the Spectre. Yeah, just quirky like that. I just have Bulldog skin.
Actually, don't know if they have a sheriff. I'll remember
Yeah,
now. Okay. All right. Do you have a favorite animal?
otters, but only female otters, not male otters, because apparently male otters are murderers or something, or like they're really aggressive. That's what I've heard.
That's dark.
Yes, that's why it says on my bio. On my about me, I wrote I wrote that down though.
Do you have a favorite quote or a quote that you live by?
Not really. But I've been saying a lot of vibes. That's that's the only thing that comes out of my mouth. And I feel like I've been
Vibes.
kept or apparently this other quote I've been saying a lot. That's kind of crazy, no? And apparently Fred called me out about that. That's kind of crazy.
That's kind of crazy. Okay.
I don't know. I'm like, oh.
Favorite food?
Favorite food? Enchiladas. Or fried rice.
Ooh. What is your greatest fear?
Ooh, the dark. Or the ocean, the dark or the ocean. Dark because I think someone's gonna kill me. To get really nervous about the dark. Yeah, and ocean is unknown, also very dark. So yeah, I don't know. There's too many unknowns. Too many.
What is one lesson you would give to your younger self?
Probably stand up for myself a lot more. Yeah. Because I think like I was very like I kind of followed in the lines of what other people want me to be. So yeah, I need to like be more vocal as a child.
See. What would you consider as your greatest accomplishment in life so far and also your biggest regret?
Greatest accomplishment and biggest regrets.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. Never got my greatest accomplishment. Biggest regrets. Do I really have a? I don't even think I have a biggest regret either.
Okay if you don't.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe going to a different school, like a different college, or I guess like I don't know. That's like my biggest regret. But also, I'm okay with where I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As of now, who are 5 streamers that you find yourself watching the most nowadays? Could be people
Ooh.
you know or you don't.
Okay. I'm looking at my list. I think my top one is obviously if you don't watch them, you should watch them. Share Bear. Share Bear is my number one. Um I think yours is up there
Sure.
also. Wilson. Hakuchi. Um I'm scrolling. mm, Amyets and I believe a new streamer. And her name is Menmi. Let me see. Yeah. All girl streamers. All so
Oh,
many
so
girl
it's like
streamers.
people that
Yeah.
you like
I know.
that you've met. I
Yeah,
see.
I don't even watch.
Like the
I
big
don't even watch
streamers.
the big yeah. If I
Hmm.
my favorite big streamer is like Cora Jade, but I would only watch her VODs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really. I actually was a huge. I'm not a huge fan of watching things live. So I used to watch like my friends streams on VODs, so that I can kind of skip around. My ADHD will not allow me to
Yeah.
watch it.
ADHD.
Mm.
All right, down to the last few, and then we'll do the tarot card reading.
Okay.
Yeah. What was your first impression of me?
Of you?
It could be on, I guess, Twitch, and then versus like IRL or whatever.
Mm.
Oh God,
Oh my
you're
god!
laughing.
I mean, I could tell though about when I first rated Wilson. I called him the guy that got spotted.
Oh.
So that was technically my first because that's my first take that I saw of Wilson's. I think IRL, I was like, oh, Wilson's really nice and he's very welcoming, and I don't have to like literally feel like I need to throw hands at him for him saying the wrong thing. Yeah, I'm very like when I meet people, I'm like,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
yeah, you didn't say anything like, and also like when I met Wilson at the end of the night, Wilson was wasted. Yeah, I think you're wasted that
Are we
day.
talking about our first time meeting? Was that
Yeah,
really
for your birthday.
interesting? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I was like, oh, like
Wait.
I don't know what that.
So, when you rated, was that before or after you interviewed me for Brown's tourney?
Before. I
Oh,
already
okay.
talked about
Okay.
it also for the interview.
Oh, okay. 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 Okay.
Like, I'm
Piecing
so
it together.
sorry. So also, I'm sorry. I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Crying. I was like honestly crying. Like literally after we got off the call, I'm crying. Like I felt so bad. Like, yeah. Yes.
Awesome. Okay. I'm glad you didn't throw hands.
Yeah. Honestly, I should throw more hands more often. More often, just saying.
Okay. So, using your connection, who would you like to see on this podcast as a future guest and why?
I'm scrolling.
Comes down to the scrolling.
Maybe Sub. Sub would be really cool. I love Sub.
Oh, like Subin?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, okay.
Or Melina Tichy, I think. That used to be called. She used to be called Melizine Scylla. But yeah, apparently she's a really good singer. I didn't know that, but I have to type up her name for you because I honestly cannot pronounce her name to save my goddamn life. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that's her username. But yeah, like she does all like the film stuff. She used to be a film student and stuff like that. I was like, oh, she's kind of cool. Apparently, she could have met me, and she didn't because we didn't know each other.
Hmm.
Because she like lived in SoCal for a year, and I was like, we could have met.
Ooh, I see.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the reading. What do you need from me?
What kind of reading do you want?
Oh, that's how it works.
Yeah. So if you don't know what you would like, I can give you like the basics. So it's either a general love one, a career one, finance, how the rest of your year is gonna be, or how the next year is gonna be. So that's usually like my 5 options.
Ooh, okay. Let's do how the next year's gonna be.
Okay, I'll bring out Deep Throat. So excited.
You're gonna
I'm
bring out
wearing
what?
a Deep Throat, my plushie.
You have a plushie named Teeth Throat?
Yes. Oh, do you not know me at this point? Like, goddamn.
No, I don't know the plushie names.
You've never seen Deep Throat? Dude, this is Deep Throat. Look at him. Okay.
Okay.
Really, Deep Throat, his name is because, like, you can put your arm into his mouth. Literally. So that is why. That's why his name is Deep Throat. It's so funny. I cannot believe I've known you for this long, and ain't no way you don't know. Ain't no way.
You learn something new every day.
I'm dead. I'm dead. But yeah, that's literally absolute.
So that's what happens, okay.
Yep.
Has to eat them up first.
You have to eat them, and then, yeah, I don't know, other things. Okay. I don't know if you saw that.
I saw the card. No, I saw it fly, but like, what does that mean?
Oh, let me pull out 2 cards.
Oh, okay, okay.
Let me pull out another card, but that just means that the cards really wanted to say something to you. That's it. Just a little bit more urgency. Nothing crazy. Like, you're not gonna die. Unless you pull out the death. Ah! Why do you have 2 reverse cards? I cannot with you.
I don't even know what that means.
Reverse is bad. Reverse is bad. Okay, so 5 of Wands in reverse, and 3 of Pentacles. I'm gonna look them up. Maybe they won't be too bad.
Okay.
Honestly, we didn't get the death card. We are fine. Or the tower card. Copium. Oh, that's kind of good. Oh. Okay, never mind. Maybe not good.
Oh shit. Okay.
Like, it just says that there are a lot of worries that you have in your life, and you need to start addressing it, or you will blow up.
For next year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, here. Yeah, because your natural method of dealing with disagreements is avoiding any kind of conflict by getting away from that place as fast as you can. But it can lead to a number of issues that are brewing within you that needs to be addressed. So you can have a disagreement with a person, and then you're gonna try to avoid it, but you should not do that.
Okay.
Who knows who it is?
Gotta start throwing hands like you. Take some lessons.
I don't throw hands. I throw hands with my words. I can't even fight anybody. And then the 3rd of Pentacles is that there's a lack of teamwork, and it shows there's gonna be a little bit conflict in your career, in the people that you work with.
Oh no. I'm back in the office now too. Oh shit, okay.
Yeah, it just says that if you keep fighting with each other, you're not going to complete any projects, and this could cause a lack of motivation. But this is a working card. Not even that bad. We could have gotten something.
Yeah, you said could have been death, so at least
it could have been death.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not gonna die, but like the death card just means like you're going through like the most drastic change of your life. Nothing crazy.
Okay.
Nothing crazy or anything. Yeah, it wasn't that bad. It just says that you just need to be a little bit more confrontational, and then you might have issues with collaboration in the next year.
So that's how it works. You draw only like 2 cards.
It just depends on how many I've dropped. I do at least 2, but we can go to at least 6.
Wow.
But people that do 6 might be not okay. I have done that only once. Dropped 6 cards. So, yeah.
Thank you for the reading. That was very interesting.
You need to do more.
Yeah.
Do more.
Okay. So I'll go to your stream and then I'll do more.
Yeah, and then they'll probably tell you something completely different, because if you didn't know, if you ask the same exact question, it's supposed to give you a different reading every single time. If it doesn't tell you if he tells you the same exact reading, you are fucked. I would like to express that. Because that means that's gonna be your future.
Okay. Not gonna ask for the same one then.
No! It's gonna be the same. It'll be fine. It'll be okay.
Alright. So getting to the end right here, how are you feeling about being able to talk about your life thus far?
Listen, I talk about my life every day on stream.
But like I guess in a specific order.
Listen.
On a podcast too.
Listen, I can talk to myself in a structurally manner. No, like I don't know, I think, yeah, it's a lot different from when I did my podcast. Cause like I was like rewatching the podcast and I was like jumping all over the place. I guess that's like the only difference, that like I'm being put in line. But other than that, it was like pretty good. I don't know. I don't have any complaints or anything like that. I was just like, I'm just talking, just to talk.
Yeah.
You just ask me questions and I answer.
Do you feel like there's something that we haven't covered that you would like to discuss or like talk about?
No, unless you want to know why my Twitch name came to be. But other than that, that's it.
I think that would be a good.
Oh my god, no.
Okay, no. Like, that'll be a good conversation to have then next time. But that is interesting. I usually do ask people about that.
Oh?
I mean, at least we learned about Deep Throat. You know, that's a name.
What? Only you don't know that.
Yeah, well, the viewers too, right?
This is why two wanted you to do the reading.
Oh, but 2 might have missed it. Okay, I had to tell 2 about later.
We gotta tell 2.
Okay, do you have any question for me before we end things? Okay, perfect, easy. I'm glad I don't have to talk as much. Okay, gonna close this out for the YouTube segment, and then afterwards I'll let you go and do your thing. Okay, first off, I just want to say thank you so much for being on the podcast, and hope it was a wonderful experience overall. Do you have any last few words for everyone that's been watching?
No. I kind of wanted to be 8 hours, but honestly, my throat would be so mad at me tomorrow. So that's not happening.
I bet it was possible. It's definitely possible.
Oh yeah, I'm aware, but I was just like, I think my throat would be not it. But yeah, this is Augustine, my other plushie, the one that's a lot more nicer. Yeah, I just love being here. I love being here on Wilson's stream. And I've been actually thinking about doing Wilson's podcast for a long time. I think at least like 2 months, but I never like found the link for it, so then I just didn't do it. So yeah, it was a great time.
Yay! Okay, well that is a wrap for the Chang Gang podcast, episode 79, featuring Tiff, aka MEWTANYY. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, whether you're watching live on Twitch right now, or if you guys see this later on, either in the VOD or on YouTube. Make sure to like and subscribe, and tune in for a future episode. Thank you guys. Have a lovely rest of your night, and take care. Peace.